Are you guys ready for this shit? I know my mic peeked through that, bro. What do I do for this? How do I do this? Okay, well, let me intro this by saying this. Um, how many people have gotten real sick and tired of me talking about Epic the Musical in the Discord? I know I have. Me, everyone says with their hands raised. I have. I'm sick and tired of you talking about Epic in the Discord. Sev, why do you keep talking about Epic in the Discord? Sev, can you shut the fuck up about Epic in the Discord? No, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. There's nothing I can do. I'm trapped. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a horrible hole that I've dug for myself that I can't get out of. Everything is Epic the Musical. Everything is Epic the Musical. Spoke UU is Epic the Musical. And I mean it. Undertale is Epic the Musical. Deltarune is Epic the Musical. Unstable Universe is Epic the Musical. Everything is Epic the Musical. Everything. Everything. I can't escape it. It's all Epic the Musical. And the only thing that I can think to do with this is rant about it. So I'm going to rant about it. And then we're gonna watch speedrunning. Cause that's more fun. But in the meantime, you guys have to put up with me. So sorry. Let's see. We're just gonna watch my favorite animatics because I think they're good. I haven't finished Smoke's video as well. Neither have I. I've not watched a single episode of season 3, but from what I've heard, it's Epic the Musical. From what I've heard, it's Epic the Musical. If you don't know the story of Epic the Musical, it's the Odyssey. That's kind of all you have to know. If you don't know the Odyssey, then we're living under a rock. But also, I didn't know the Odyssey until about 2 years ago, so that's okay. The Odyssey is the story of Odysseus on his way home from Troy. This is spoilers because it's 3,000 years old. The story of the Odyssey is in IMAX, yes. Now here's the thing. People are gonna roast me for this. I don't like Christopher Nolan's version of the Odyssey. And I'll tell you why when we get there, but Christopher Nolan, love Christopher Nolan. Batman was great. I don't like his version of the Odyssey. And people flame me for it because they go, oh, so you're media illiterate. No. If anything, I think Nolan's a little media illiterate, and I don't like the way he writes women, and there's a lot of things that I don't like about Christopher Nolan. I think he's a fantastic director. I think he's a poor writer. That's the difference. I think he's a fantastic cinematographer. I think he's such a good director. His movies are great. He directs things incredibly well. I don't like the way that he writes things. And I don't like the way that he's adapted the Odyssey. That's not to say it's not good, because it is good. There's plenty of things to like about Nolan's Odyssey. It is a good film. I don't think it's a great adaptation of the Odyssey. So anyway, let me go over the Odyssey. The Odyssey is the story of Odysseus on his way home from the war in Troy. Troy lasted 10 years. It was a 10-year war. It was horrific. It was horrible. It was bloodshed all over the place. It was crazy, okay? Odysseus, tactical man, very smart, favored by the goddess of wisdom and war, Athena, okay? She's like the goddess of strategy, okay? Goddess of strategy, this is her favored mortal. And I'm pulling this from Homer, okay? Athena loves Odysseus because he's so smart. He's so smart. And so Athena is kind of his patron goddess. Not to say that they're friends, because you can't really be friends, quote unquote, with the gods, but that, whole other thing. But she favors Odysseus. Think of him as like a favorite child to Athena. Okay? He's a strong tactician, he's a strong warrior, he's a fantastic tactician. He does a slimy thing in Troy. This is his idea. To beat the Trojans is to pretend that they've left Troy, and that they have built this horse, this beautiful horse, this huge wooden horse, as an offering to Poseidon, the god of the sea, to give them safe travels home, and they leave it on the shores of Troy, right? So the Trojans come out, they see this horse, they go, oh my god, this is a beautiful, thing, let's go bring it to the center of town so that we can use it as, this gift to the gods, right? What the Trojans don't know is that the soldiers are inside the horse. So Odysseus has done a slimy thing by making this beautiful offering of peace into a war machine, right? So he's a slimy little bastard, but he's at least smart, right? He's a smart slimy bastard. He's a fantastic tactician. They win the war in Troy. The Odyssey is the journey home. Okay? The Odyssey is the journey home. So they beat everybody at Troy, they get on the boats, they leave. On their way home, they encounter, here's the big hits anyway, the island of Ismarus, which they raid and pillage, which isn't good, but we can ignore it because it's not that important. The island of the Lotus Eaters. This is where you get the Lotus Casino from Percy Jackson. The lotus fruit is a hallucinogen, basically. It'd be like getting really, really tripped out on like LSD, and then just like never leaving. That's what the island of the Lotus Eaters is. And the lotus, give me some, I know, right? The Lotus Eaters, they eat the lotus, they hang out on the island, they forget why they're there, and then they keep eating lotus. It's great. In Homer's Odyssey, they get stuck on the island of the Lotus Eaters for a good while, because a bunch of Odysseus's men get tricked by the lotus and then stay there for a good minute, and then Odysseus is like, hey guys, we have like a home to get to, by the way. We've been away from home for 10 years already. Let's get home. They're like, oh, okay. They get back on the boat. They need food. They're running out of food. So they find this cave on another island. They go to the cave. There's sheep in the cave. They go, this is great. Oh, by the way, there's a giant Cyclops that lives there. Cyclops is not happy that they've come to steal his food. And he traps Odysseus and a group of his men, it's not the whole fleet, but a group of his men, in the cave. They bicker about it for a while. They're in there for like a couple days, I think. And then Cyclops gets angry, and he starts killing the men. I think this is Homer's version. They end up poisoning him with wine, or it's like wine so strong that it knocks out the Cyclops. The Cyclops has trapped them in this cave, he's rolled a boulder over it. They stab him in the eye, the Cyclops, while he's, emaciated, or incapacitated. The scream was loud. The scream was loud, I'll tell you what. They stab him in the eye, he gets up, to leave the cave, he unrolls the boulder or whatever, he takes all the sheep out, and Odysseus and his men are holding on to the bottoms of the sheep. So while the Cyclops is blind and can't see them and thinks that he's herding his sheep out of the cave, Odysseus and his men are all holding on to the sheep so they can all leave. And they escape the Cyclops, but it takes a bunch of his men. The Cyclops does. And so that's like, well, shit. Now we're down a couple people. I think it's like 8 or something, in Homer's story that the Cyclops gets. It's not a ton, but it's a good bit. And then where do they go? Go Cyclops, and then they need to get home. There's a storm. Because, oh yeah, the Cyclops is Poseidon's son, by the way, and they yell at each other. And Odysseus is like, you're gonna remember that I did this to you. And then the Cyclops is like, well, I'm gonna go tell my dad. And Odysseus is like, okay. And then they have this massive storm, and Odysseus goes, uh-oh. Um, so I might have caused this, actually. That's not good. There's a storm, they can't get back to Ithaca, which is where they're trying to go. They end up washing up to the land of the Lystragonians. Lystragonians are giant, cannibal giants. Um, they're scary. They throw rocks at the ships. A bunch of men die. It's really bad. They get eaten. Yeah, the Lystragonians are not great, but I'm pretty sure they're like Poseidon's great-grandchildren or grandchildren or something. Kind of all of the weird monsters are related to Poseidon in some way. The Cyclops and the Lystragonians. I'm a professional Odyssey LARPer now. Me too. It's great. But yeah, Poseidon do be cooking. He gets busy. I don't know where he's getting busy, but he's getting busy. So the Lystragonians not great. I don't remember how they end up on Cersei's island. Maybe that's later, actually. I don't remember. Anyway, the underworld and Cersei happened, like, kind of at the same time. No, they go to Cersei's first. Cersei turns a bunch of the men to pigs. Odysseus is like, hey, could you not do that? She goes, yeah, whatever. There were guest host rights that were violated. They fixed the guest host rights problem. Odysseus then sleeps with Cersei for like 3 days. Maybe it's not 3 days. No, it's 3 hours, but time works differently on Aia. So 3 hours is actually 3 days on Aia. Or no, 3 years. That's what it is. 3 days ends up actually being 3 years on Aia, because time works differently, on Cersei's island. So they're there, he's there and sleeping with her for like 3 days, and it's actually been 3 years, and then the men are released, they go, get on the boat. It's all fine. They go to the underworld. It is crazy. They go to the underworld, they end up finding, you know, the crew, Odysseus' mom, which is really fucking sad. His mom, the crew that were killed by the Lystragonians and by the Cyclops, they find Elpenor, my sweet baby boy, who, fell off of Cersei's roof because he was drunk. He was the youngest on the crew. They find him, they go, oh my god, Elpenor, are you okay? He goes, no, I fucking died. I died, you left me. And they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And it's like so fucked and so sad. But it's okay. And then, they find Tiresias, the prophet, who says to Odysseus, hey, shit's gonna be bad. You gotta get your crew in check. Things are about to be bad. If you find any cows, don't eat them. And Odysseus is like, okay. So then they leave, the underworld, and, they find the sirens. The sirens try to take them. They don't worry about the sirens. I think they just kill the sirens in Homer's. I don't remember. And then they have to get home, they have to travel through the Strait of Scylla and Charybdis. Cersei tells Odysseus when they're on the island that he has to travel through the Strait of Scylla and Charybdis, and she says, hey, you're gonna want to stick to Scylla because Charybdis is gonna swallow your whole ship whole. Scylla has a cost. It's 6 men for 6 heads, but Charybdis is gonna be so much worse. It's gonna swallow you whole. And so Odysseus is like, okay, that sucks, but I guess we're doing this. So, but, you know, the crew's like at least semi-aware that that's what's going on. So they go through the strait. Scylla takes 6 men. That sucks. But, you know, whatever. Whatever it takes to get home, right? Scylla scared the fucking shit out of me, bro. Scylla's scary, dude. She's weird as hell. She's weird as hell and very scary. And her backstory is, like, actually kind of really tragic. Scylla's backstory, if I recall, there was some guy, what is his name? Glaucus? Who was in love with her. She was a beautiful woman. This guy was in love with her. But Cersei was in love with this guy. And so Scylla rejected Glaucus. I think that's his name, Glaucus. I don't remember. Scylla rejects Glaucus. She's like, no, I don't care for you. And he's like, well, fuck, you're beautiful and I want to be with you. And she's like, well, I don't care. And so Glaucus goes to Cersei and says, hey, Cersei, could you make me a potion, a love potion for Scylla? Well, Cersei doesn't want to do that because she wants Glaucus to herself. So instead of giving Glaucus a love potion to give to Scylla, um, she gives him like the monster mash, basically, that will turn Scylla into a horrible monster, in the hopes that instead of Glaucus going after Scylla, he'll go after Cersei instead. That doesn't work. It just turns her into a monster, and then Glaucus is really sad. I think, as far as I remember. Um, but yeah, so like Scylla used to be a lovely, beautiful woman, and now she's this terrible monster, and nobody loves her, and it sucks. Um, but anyway, bro, did you study Greek mythology or however the fuck you saw that? I did not study Greek mythology. Here's what happened. I spooed. Fuck Spood. Spood of all people got me hooked on Epic the Musical about 4 weeks ago, and I have been like full blast studying the Odyssey for like 2 weeks. And then my girlfriend is also Hellenistic pagan, so she, she fills in the gaps. But yeah. So I am breathing. It's okay. It's okay. I'm breathing. But yeah, so all of that shit happens. Where was I going? Oh, Scylla and Charybdis. So they go through the Strait of Scylla. Scylla takes 6 men. They're like, okay, fuck, this sucks. They end up washing ashore, on an island. They stop because they're so hungry. The crew at some point, I don't remember where in the original they mutiny, but they get real tired of Odysseus because they go, hey bro, we're hungry and you're not feeding us. And we're getting rid of men, and soon enough we're not gonna have enough to row this boat. Shit's bad. I don't know what your plan is. And so Odysseus is like, well, shit, I don't know what my plan is either. So the crew mutinies. They get pissed off at Odysseus. And then they come onto an island. They let Odysseus be. But when they get to the island, and they're there on that island for a good long while, Odysseus says, you are not to eat these cows. You are not to eat these cows. Tiresias told me that we're not to eat these cows. This is a bad idea. The prophet said to me, do not eat this shit. Bad things will happen if we eat this. This is Helios's island. If we eat these cows, we're screwed. And the crew is like, alright. Okay, buddy. Hey, let's eat these cows, exactly. It's so bad. But what is the quote? There's a quote in Homer's Odyssey. I think it's said by Eurylochus, that he would rather die in a single gulp of water than by an inch of starvation. And so at this point, the crew is so hungry, they're so tired, they've been at sea for who knows how long, they're done. To slaughter the cows is a suicide pact. That's what it is. It's a self-unalive pack, rather. That's what it is. They're choosing a quick death by God over a slow death by starvation. And so they end up slaughtering the cows, hoping that Helios strikes them down. That's what they want. They want to be done with this. So they slaughter the cows. Odysseus is like, you guys are idiots. I don't remember in Homer's if they get struck down there and then, or if they get on the boat and then Zeus strikes them down later. Either way, all the men die, and Odysseus is the only one left. So Odysseus just kind of floats off at sea until he ends up on Calypso's island, where she imprisons him for 7 years and repeatedly tries to get with him. And I think it is less implicit, less subtle than it is in most interpretations in Homer's Odyssey. But like, yeah, she's not great. She manipulates him, she does whatever she can to get him to sleep with her. It's really yucky, it's bad, it's gross. Yeah. So he's stuck there for 7 years, on Calypso's island. In the meantime, and I'm telling this chronologically because this is how it's told in Epic, which I think is really good. In the meantime, while all of this is happening, Penelope, Odysseus' wife, and Telemachus, the heir to the throne, have been growing up without Odysseus for the last 20 years, which sucks. It's really bad, and there's a lot of political stuff going on in Ithaca because they haven't had a king for 20 years. So there's a lot of people that are really upset by this, and a lot of men who want to take the throne, with Penelope. And of course, it's ancient Greece. Women did not have rights. So while Penelope's kind of trying to hold down the fort and Telemachus is trying to hold down the fort and figure out where his father is, all of this political shit is happening and it's making it really difficult. Spider-Man and the Odyssey, true. MJ too, if you think about it. Um, they're having this really hard time holding down the fort in Ithaca, and the suitors are getting very angry, and they want the throne, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Telemachus is meeting with all these other heroes of Troy. Um, it's crazy. It's a lot going on. Bro, what? Um, so yeah, so it's a lot going on. There's all kinds of stuff happening. Um, Oh, true. True, true, true. I seen it later. So yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff happening. Telemachus is trying to find his father, so he's talking to all these other heroes of Troy, who, by the way, the rest of them have come home. So everyone assumes that Odysseus has died because the rest of the heroes of Troy, the Greek heroes of Troy, Achilles, Neo, like all of these other Agamemnon, um, who else? Like, yeah, like all of these other great heroes from the Trojan War have returned back to their kingdoms. And Odysseus is the only one that hasn't made it back yet. Agamemnon or a farmer, true. That's my Pookie. So yeah, so everyone's like, okay, well, Odie died. Like that's kind of the only explanation. Odysseus is dead. Because everyone else came home. But Telemachus doesn't believe it, Penelope doesn't believe it. So Telemachus goes off and he tries to find his father, and he's talking to all these people. In the meanwhile, Penelope's trying to hold down the fort in Ithaca. It's crazy, it's all over the place. Yeah, and then I don't remember how he gets off that island in Homer's Odyssey. I don't remember. He doesn't just leave. That's not what happens. I don't remember how he gets off the island because he wants to leave that whole time. He hates it there. It's really not fun with Calypso. I don't remember how he gets off. Something about Athena being like, "Hey dad, hey Zeus, can we let him go?" And Zeus is like, "Yeah, okay." I don't remember, but Zeus lets him get off the island. Um And then Odie like has a tussle with the ocean again, but then he gets home and he's butt ass naked. Well, like not yet. He disguises himself as a beggar so as to blend in with the crowd, and he realizes how terrible all these suitors are because they're treating this beggar horribly. Beggar being Odysseus. In the meantime, Penelope sets up this challenge for the suitors to say, "Hey, um, if you can string Odysseus's bow, this like bendy backwards bow that's like really hard to string, and shoot through 12 axe handles, I will let you take the throne." Now, of course, this is like basically an impossible challenge. Um, she's kind of just making up some bullshit. The difference being is that Odysseus is like what's the word? Like a perfect archer. Um, and he could do that. It's like a party trick to him. None of these other people know how to do that. So they're like, "Okay, we'll try." They try, they fail. It's in front of everybody. They get really humiliated. They are like, "What the hell? This is stupid." They get really mad. They plan to riot. And then Odysseus shoots through the 12 the beggar goes up and they're like, "Oh, the beggar's going to try." And then he strings it. And then they go, "Uh-oh. how can he string the bow? And then he shoots through 12 axes. And then they go, uh-oh, this guy knows what he's doing. And then, uh-oh, it's the king, by the way. It's Odysseus. And then Odysseus, takes his beggar clothes off, strips butt ass naked, and murders fucking everybody. And it's awesome. It's so awesome. It's so good. And Homer is so good at writing it because it's so, like, gross. It's awesome. It's so violent. It's so violent, but it's so sick. It's so good. He just deadass kills everybody. It's awesome. Anyway, he kills everybody, he reunites with his son and wife, and then he has, like, some other shit to do, but that's basically the Odyssey, right? Like, everyone kind of knows that the Odyssey ends with the slaughter of the suitors, and then everyone, like, goes home and it's fine. Except Odysseus has some, like, other kingly shit he has to do, but he regains the throne, and he's there for, like, a week, and then he has something else he has to do, but that's the Odyssey, right? Um, I have gripes with Nolan's Odyssey, I won't get too much into them. Oh, I forgot, like, the whole thing that I don't like about Nolan's Odyssey, is that the thing about Greek mythology is that the gods were interpersonal. The gods were interpersonal, they were deeply entrenched in the lives of mortals, they were, uh, like, it was like hot gossip. It was like when you're like a high school teacher and you hear the gossip in the room as the students are walking into your class, you go, "Oh, that's crazy. Billy cheated on Katie." It's like that was the gods. They were like, "Oh my god, Billy cheated on Katie." Like the gods cared. Like the gods found it so interesting and fun and like they want to get their hands dirty. Um the gods were into that shit, right? So part of that is that the gods were like a tangible part of the universe. Um and so like to not really show any of that was kind of like okay. Zeus's law doesn't exist. That's just Xenia. Ancient Greek guest host rights. That's just Xenia. Zeus's law is not a thing, I don't think. It's like not really a thing that exists. Um I get it's a plot device. I understand that. I get it. I get the idea. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Zeus doesn't just have like one big law that everyone follows. He's not like Yahweh God. Like it's just not the same. Um but Xenia is a thing that people respected because that was just the culture. That was what you did. If I'm a guest in your house, I expect to be treated well, and if you're a guest in my house, I expect that you'll treat me well. That's Xenia, basically. And so to not follow Xenia is like, whoa, bro, not cool. And that's how you get smited and shit. That was a big part of ancient Greek culture. So there's that. That's like the Zeus's law thing. Then there's the wind bag, which the wind bag has been referenced so much across media. So much across media. The wind bag is in SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. They have a wind bag. His name is David Hasselhoff. Like, and maybe there's another wind bag in SpongeBob SquarePants. The wind bag is in Percy Jackson. It's in SpongeBob SquarePants. It's in a whole bunch of other shit. Anytime anyone references the Odyssey, I think the wind bag is like one of the first things people think of. Where's the wind bag? Question I have for the class. Because when they're on their way to Ithaca, and they're dealing with this giant storm, they stop by this floating island in the ocean, ruled, quote unquote, by this guy called Aeolus, and he's the keeper of the winds. He's been ordained by the gods to keep the winds, and so he says, "Here, I will put the other winds in this bag and keep the wind that's gonna push you to Ithaca in the sky, and you hold on to this bag, and it's got all of the winds in it." And as long as nobody opens it, you get home. That's the whole reason they get blown to the land of the Lystrigonians, because the crew starts distrusting Odie. They think he's hoarding shit. They think he's hoarding treasure. Whatever. They think he's not a good captain, so they open the bag and it releases all the winds and the storm, which is how they get blown so far off course and end up in the land of the Lystragonians. So to not have the wind bag is like, okay. And then the nobody thing. That's my third biggest gripe. It's like the whole point of Odysseus is that he's like the smartest Greek hero of Greek heroes. Like the whole point is that he's the smartest one. Achilles is not as smart as Odysseus. Agamemnon is not as smart as Odysseus. Diomedes is not as smart as Odysseus. Ajax is not as smart as Odysseus. Neo is not as smart as Odysseus. Nestor is not as smart as Odysseus. He's old as hell, but he's not smart. Like, Odysseus is so smart. He's favored. His patron goddess is Athena. That's how smart he is. He's so clever. So the whole point is that he tricks the Cyclops into accidentally letting them go. And then he brags about it. Hey, there's the hubris. That's why we get stuck in the terrible situation that we get stuck in. That's the whole point. I just feel like they watered down Odysseus so hard. My baby boy Odysseus. We've made him dumb. I don't know why we did that. I don't know why we made him stupid. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on Nolan's Odyssey. I only seen it the one time. It's just the once. I should probably go see it again, see if I feel differently about it. I'm sure I will. But coming off of Epic the Musical, which, like, coming off of Epic the Musical, doing so much research on Homer's Odyssey, finding comparisons and parallels, and then going, now wait a second, this is like so much more faithful to the Odyssey in a weird way than Nolan's version, which Nolan was like, hey, this is the most accurate retelling we could do in 3 hours. Feels like a little crazy because this random kid from Notre Dame was able to do it in 2.5 in song form. Like, there's the whole thing. It's a whole thing. That's how I feel about the Odyssey interpretations. Now, the other big difference with Epic the Musical is that it's basically if you made the Odyssey into an anime and then made it into a musical. So like there is some real corny anime shit in like the last half of the show. It's some anime shit. The windbag gets used as a jetpack. He kills Poseidon. Like, there's so much crazy shit that happens. I love every second of it. I think it's so good. I think Epic is so good. And it's so good at doing a modern, quote-unquote, modern reimagining. Because of the themes that it chooses to adapt and the ones that it chooses not to, right? Because a lot of Homer's Odyssey is the thing of, like, when does a man become a monster, which is, like, the top thing in Epic. But it's also, what is hubris? How does that apply to us? How do we use strategy? This war-torn hero, he's not perfect. He's not a hero. That's the whole point, is that he's a hero, but he's not. And so that's kind of Homer's point that he's making. And so Epic kind of takes that and reframes it for a modern audience, which I think is so good. And so the kind of thesis statement is, when does a man become a monster? Which is not only catchy, but it like, I don't know, it feels right in my brain. And with that, if you like remove the Homer of it all and you remove the Nolan of it all and you just analyze Epic in its singularity as a work of fiction, as a work of media, if you take away the rest of the shit and you just look at Epic as its own singular thing, I think it is one of the best written pieces of media ever put to screen. I mean that shit. And I mean that shit. And that's the crazy thing, is that I'm a 24-year-old grown-ass adult saying this about a Spotify musical. Like, what the hell? What the hell? What is going on? I should not be saying this! And yet I am. So we're gonna talk about it. Here. Let's see. This being spurred after what? 3 weeks of thinking about nothing but Epic the Musical, sending my moderators Discord messages they didn't ask for, 700-word Discord messages sent to Ivy is really good. Just constant kind of here, we'll transition to this. Just constant kind of messaging my mods going, hey, so I thought about this thing from Epic the Musical, and them going, that's nice, and then moving on with their lives. But I can't move on. I can't do it. I don't know how to. So I'm not going to. I'm gonna talk about it until the cows come home, until I feel like I'm done. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I think it's good. And I'm happy about it, and I don't care what anybody else has to say. So, this is a playlist I made of all the songs. I'm gonna listen to them, and then talk about them. And I have specific things that I want to talk about. In fact, I'm gonna skip, like, most of this shit. Actually, no, I'm not. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna talk about the inciting... Is that how you spell that? Yes. Incident. The baby. Okay? This is the big one. The inciting incident, the baby. And we're gonna go Poseidon parallels. Poseidon parallels. Okay? This Poseidon parallels throughout the story. Boom. Here, let me change stream title. How do you spell that word? Analyzing. Analyzing Epic the Musical. I think that's right. Okay. Let's talk about Epic the Musical, okay? This is my analysis. My rules. I'm running out of water. Okay? I'm gonna try my best not to use the visuals too much as, like, canon events, because they're not. But I have a very specific set of, what's it called? Of animatics that I think are quote-unquote correct, even though they're not, like, technically. They're growing old and yet you're still here. Do what I say and you'll see them again. Yes, sir. Lead the charge. Agamemnon will flank the guards. Mates through the gates to take the whole city at large. Ambush attack and little Ajax will stay back. Nestor, secure Helen and protect her. Neo, avenge your fathers, kill the brothers of Hector. Inner strength now. Well of pride. Every pain now. Self inside. What do you live for? What do you die for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for? Penelope. I love this music too. I could listen to this music all day. Penelope and Telemachus. His voice is so good. What do you live for? Penelope. What do you try for? Telemachus. What do you wish for? What do you fight for? Attack! It's so good, dude. Boom, 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 okay, so this is the first thing I want to touch on, right? The first thing I want to touch on. The inciting incident, the baby. Let's talk about the baby. This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector, right? He will grow from a boy to an Avenger. Avenger. From a man to a monster, right? And we see that parallel immediately in Just a Man, right? One fume with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. Oh my god. No one left to save. You can say goodbye to Penelope. Okay? You say goodbye to Penelope. Penelope is all he cares about. All he cares about. All he cares about. And Telemachus. That's all he cares about. Is getting home to Penelope and Telemachus. All he cares about. So he's willing to kill this infant to get home and make sure that his family is safe. At this point, he doesn't know that it's going to take him 10 years to get home. He just knows that he's been here for 10 years and he wants to go home. The other thing is, we're not going to, you know, harp on this too much because I want to keep this very, very singular and specific to Epic. But in the lore, in the story of the Odyssey, I guess it's in the Iliad, maybe, and the Odyssey, they literally have to force Odysseus to go to war. And the way that they do this is by placing baby Telemachus in front of, like, it's not, a tractor, but, like, in front of a wagon that Odie is controlling to prove he's not crazy. Because Odysseus tried to claim himself insane legally so that he didn't have to go to war. He didn't want to go to war. He didn't want to do that shit. He didn't care. He wanted to rule his kingdom and he wanted to be with his wife and his kid. And the rest of the, like, quote-unquote Greek heroes, these protectors of Helen, when Helen gets kidnapped and they go to Troy, they're like, hey, Odysseus, you promised to protect Helen. We have to go save her. And he's like, I don't want to do that shit. What if I pretend I'm insane? And so he pretends he's insane. And it works for, like, a second. And then they go, okay, we're gonna really prove that you're insane. If you're insane and you have no control over yourself, then you will not recognize your child laying in a field that you're about to plow through. Right? And so Odie's like, okay. And so he's plowing this field and he's like going, I'm crazy. And I'm running around and I have this plow, I guess it is. So we'll call it that. It's a plow. He's like, oh, I'm controlling the plow. I'm crazy. This is so silly. And then they put baby Telemachus in front of the plow and he's like, oh shit, that's my kid. Let me not run over my kid. That would be really bad because I'm not actually insane and I actually care very deeply about my son's well-being. And they go, see, you're not crazy. So you're gonna come to war with us. And he goes, okay, fine. And, like, ugh, it's so sad. He doesn't want to go, but he doesn't want to get his son killed either. So, you know, them's the breaks, pal. Anyway, back to this.
Who was that?
Oh, that's the other thing. Let's think about leitmotifs. So this is the horse and the infant. Let's just call it what it is. The horse and the infant. We're gonna do this song by song. We will probably do this also another day. Let's talk about leitmotifs because this is full of them. Leitmotifs are like musical ideas, either melodically, how do you spell rhythm? Rhythmically, structurally, or instrumentally, orchestrically. That's not a word. Or how's that not a word? Okay, whatever. It's a word now. orchestrically, that are directly tied to a character, feeling, place, etc. So when we think of leitmotifs, often the best example are stuff from Deltarune, right? Or Undertale. Good example, Undertale. The best one I can think of off the top of my head is probably oh my god, hi Ivy! Yay! We're talking about Epic the Musical. Who would have guessed? We're talking about Epic the Musical. I'm gonna rant for like 2 hours before I have to go. I'm gonna rant for the next 2 hours about Epic the Musical, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna talk about music theory. Okay. So good example is Undertale. You go Undertale Heartache. That's da 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 dum da 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 dum in Toriel's theme. This makes a reappearance in what's it called? Asgore's theme. To signify their relationship, right? So it's not Asgore's theme the same way that it is Toriel's theme, but finding Toriel's theme in Asgore's signifies to the audience, oh, they have relation, right? There's a relation there. So that's what leitmotifs are. In Horse and the Infant, let's talk about leitmotifs, because these are gonna reappear. A vision of what is to come. This whole kind of section, melodically and rhythmically, comes back a lot. I don't really know what we'll call it, so we'll leave that blank for now. Right now it's the something motif. Okay? The next one is the danger motif, of course, everybody knows this one. It's pretty simple. The best way that I can remember it, Horse of the Infant is a great one. It's the strings in the background that go da-dum, 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 da-dum. It's that whole thing is the danger motif. Sometimes he only uses like half of it. I like to say it's the danger motif if it's the whole thing. It's kind of a Gasterism there, where, you know, Gaster's theme is like 4 notes. It could kind of be anywhere. But if the intervals are perfect, Captain, 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 Captain is the danger motif. Exactly. I don't know that it's the danger motif in Ruthlessness, but it is in the Underworld, which I think is fascinating. The easiest lyric that I can lyric, quote unquote, that we can connect to danger motif is Odysseus. Not only in No Longer You, but also in Odysseus, right? That's like the strongest kind of spoken way that we get that motif. The Greek choir chanting Odysseus, 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 Odysseus. You know, whatever. That's the danger motif. Okay? That's what we get in this section here. There's the strings. Ba-dum, doom, 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 ba-dum, doom, 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 ba-dum. There's danger motif. Okay, the next thing we get is a vision. Right here. Of what is to come cannot be outrun. Oh, Zeus, how I love you. Built with right here and now. Tell me how. I don't think you're ready. Okay, so we have that. A vision of what is to come. That's the something motif. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. Then we have Zeus instrumentation. Okay, that's that synth bass. We know that. It's like kind of it's like a saw wave. Whoopsie. Saw wave synth bass. That's what that is. Oh my god, I hit my BRB key. No. Okay. Saw wave synth bass. Hello? Did I hit S on my keyboard? Oh my god. Oh my god! Stop! Okay. Sawwave synth bass, and then Odysseus instrumentation is guitar kind of all kinds, depending on vibe, for lack of a better word. Odysseus also has his own melodic leitmotif, which goes something like do 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 do. Hold on, do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so you have this do 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 dum bum 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 bum. Okay, we know what that sounds like. We can do that. Okay, melodic leitmotif. It's usually in the bass. Da 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 dum bum 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 bum. All good, Ion. Glad we're back. I think. I don't know. So that's leitmotifs there. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Danger motif, Odysseus. Dum 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 dum. All right, my brothers, listen closely. We also have the reverse. I can't spell. Reverse guitar chord on the intro in. That's gonna reappear from the horse and the infant. It's gonna appear again in Monster. It's gonna appear again in Odysseus. I think those are the 3 places that ever appears. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those are the 3 places that reverse guitar sweep thing, into the start of a song ever comes. So we have that. That's the top of Horse and the Infant. The top of Monster, it gets really somber really quickly after that guitar swell, but that's what that is. We're gonna call it a swell because that feels right. Okay. The next not lyrical but melodic spoken leitmotif we have is he will burn your house and throne. This comes back in he will chase you high and low, so find a place he'd never go. I don't have a fucking idea what in the world you're talking about. It's okay. We're gonna learn some music theory today. It's beautiful. I'm so excited. So he will burn your house and throne comes back. Let's listen to that part now so that we know what to listen for, right? So this is us approaching Astyanax is the name here. Let's name the baby. That only feels right. The horse and the infant, son of Prince Hector. This is Astyanax, I think is how you spell that. Astyanax is the son of Prince Hector. We'll name the baby. That feels only correct.
I know that I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready. He's not ready. He has to kill a baby. It sucks ass. Oh, that's another one I want to bring up because that comes back also. So, just before it's just an infant, we can call it a music box. I think it's a glockenspiel. Ding dong, ding dong. Doesn't that use the Telemachus instrument? Let's listen and find out. Hold on, let me put my other earbud in.
It's
not quite, I don't think. And then I think that's meant to be a guitar scaled down. Because it's Odysseus like coming down from this adrenaline and realizing, oh my god, that's a baby. This is gonna reappear in the underworld. I keep thinking. Okay. And then we will cross-check this when we get to it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this. Dun, 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 dun.
What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I can't
I think it's just acoustic, yeah.
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. Know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger, one fumed with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save you.
I wanna mark that. If you don't end him now, End him now. You'll have no one left to save. Because I think that we're gonna call it the Jaws motif. That do 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 that back and forth between the half steps, I think comes back. Oh yeah, and then Penelope. And her instrument is the viola. So if we hear the viola, it's Penelope. And throne or find you wherever you go. All of this comes back in Suffering. Down on your knees for you. Please don't make me do this is another one that we'll write down for later.
Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. The blood on your hands is something you won't lose. All you can choose is who.
That comes back in Thunderbringer, and I think it's important narratively, so we're gonna write it down. This is another one I'm gonna write down. Okay, so let's move to Just a Man. That's one song, by the way. We're gonna need more room, so let's do this. Okay, we're gonna put Poseidon Parallels way the hell over there, because that's coming later. This is still the inciting incident, I'm calling it. Okay, so this is Just a Man. Let's talk about Just a Man. We're gonna keep leitmotifs right here. So, this very opening of Just a Man. Now what the hell is my, okay. Formatting. Opening of Just a Man. What is this instrument? It's acoustic and strings. And string melody. This dun 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 da da. I believe comes back in I Can't Help But Wonder. Which, if it does, I'm gonna cry. If that comes back in I Can't Help But Wonder, it's good. It's peak. I can't do anything about it. It's peak. I believe that comes back. Okay, let's continue. I think that comes back and I Can't Help But Wonder, but we'll see.
I look into your
eyes and this song is so good. Oh, if this comes back and I Can't Help But Wonder, I'm gonna cry.
You're as old as he was when I left for war. Will these actions haunt my days? Every man I've slain is the price I pay. Endless pain. Close your
We're gonna see if that melody comes back. I don't know that it does.
How could I hurt you? I'm just
That's on a MIDI string. That's fine. I think it's on the viola. We're gonna see if How Could I Hurt You comes back too. Because maybe it does, but maybe it doesn't. So we'll find out. Just a Man comes back.
trying to go home, even after all the years away from what I've known. I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. Deep down, I would trade the
This is a lyric I want to highlight so fervently. What are we even doing? Analyzing. I've watched all of this like 10 times, but I want to put it all in one place so that I can go back and reference it. And you guys are on for the journey, which makes me happy. It's cool. We're learning leitmotivic work, we're learning music theory, we're learning together. It's awesome. It's fun. What was I gonna say? Deep down, I would trade the world to see my son and wife. This is an important lyric. So important, in fact, that we're gonna bold, whoops, and underline it. And italicize it. That's the most important lyric in the entire show. That's the most important lyric in the entire show. We're gonna get to it, why it's so important. We might not get to it today, because this is taking a long time. I don't care. I'm here to talk about this. I need to rant about this so I can get it out of my system, and then I don't have to think about Epic ever again. But, like, that's the most important lyric in this entire fucking show. It's gonna come back in a big way in Act 2. It definitely plays in the background of, Would You Fall in Love with Me Again? Hi, no porpoise? I can't say that word. Hi, welcome! We're talking about Epic the Musical, I'm so excited. This comes back. All of Just a Man comes back. But this is the most, specifically, hey, by the way, anyone that knows, those who know, deep down. Okay, this is the most important lyric in the entire show. The entire show. I'm just a man. He's just a man, bro. He's just a man. But when does a comet become a meteor? Candle become a blaze? So let's think about these questions. When does a comet become a meteor? All of these come back. But let's just think about them as questions, right? When does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? I want to see if these questions directly tie to anything, because when does a ripple become a tidal wave? Does a tidal wave. When does the reason become the blame? Ooh, that one hits for Mutiny, actually. And then when does a man become a monster? Okay, these are the big questions. Thank you for the posture check. Let me sit all the way up in my chair. When does a man become a monster? When? When does the reason become the blame? When does the reason become a blame is a really good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, this is going to, okay, so let's highlight this, right? Boom. We're gonna make it this color. That's Poseidon-y. This we're gonna make pink, because I think of Mutiny as pink. Okay? When does a candle become a blaze? Does a comet become a meteor is kind of an outlier, but let's say I give the fire enough to stay burning. Let's play a game. This is just ruthlessness. All of it. And then this is Mutiny. Okay? And then when does a man become the monster is the whole show, by the way. Okay. But, like, specifically monster, but, like, it's the whole show. Okay? So there we go. When does a man become a monster? GG, I love you so much. I love GG. Yeah. Oh, let's add Forgive Me, too. Forgive me. Hello? He's just a man, guys. He's just a man. And then he drops the baby off the side of the wall. Okay. So there we go. So, if you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. We're gonna keep all of this because I think it's important. More fun facts about this. Not fun facts. The whole thing is terrible, but let's see. We're killing Astyanax. In Homer's, he does, like, this is a canon event to Homer's Iliad. He does drop Astyanax, off the sides of the walls of Troy. This is a canon event to the Iliad. This is not added to Epic the Musical. This is a canon event to the Iliad. It's debated whether Achilles or Odysseus does this. A lot of accounts say Odysseus does. I think that's why Jorge uses it. But that's a canon event. He drops Astyanax off the side of the building. Or the walls, whatever. Hearing stuff sing is like a lullaby. You're too sweet. So he does drop Astyanax off the wall of Troy. Someone else does it. Yeah, it differs between authors, but in Homer's Odyssey, I'm pretty sure it's Odysseus. In a lot of accounts, it's Odysseus. So he does do this. Now, in Homer's Odyssey, it's not quote unquote the inciting incident. It's not where his like big grief stems from, because that's just war. It's terribly sad. It's a lot like White Pine we were talking about earlier. Sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes that's just life. War sucks for everybody. And for Odysseus, he's a warrior. That's kind of his whole thing. So in ancient Greece, this would not have been a crazy thing to do. In this modern reimagining, which is what we're pulling from, and I'm not concerned with applying the ancient text to it, because I think as a reimagining it stands on its own. But for this Odysseus, this is kind of where does he draw the line? Because like we said before, in the Iliad and the Odyssey, they have to force Odysseus to war by placing a baby Telemachus in front of him to prove that he's not crazy. And he does, I mean, he's not gonna kill his own son. Like, that'd be fucking crazy. So that's this thing, is that he's taking the life of a child that looks like his son. It's terrible. It's so sad. And there is something to be said about it being a lullaby. Because it is. It's a good night song, right? Oh, that's the end. Okay. Let's continue. Full speed ahead. Okay. This is like chock full of leitmotifs that will come back. So let's start them now. Whoopsie. 600 men. So here's the thing with 600 men. Okay. We're continuing. Let's go on an adventure. There's 600 men. Full speed ahead. The thing about 600 men, that's a lot of men. Ithaca did not have that many soldiers to give away in the myth, but that's okay. We're not gonna worry about it. Okay? So he has 600 men. In the actual story, Odysseus left Troy with as many ships as he brought to Troy. So, in the myth, it's hard to believe that he didn't lose, like, a couple people in the war, a 10-year war. Yeah, he probably lost a couple. But, like, as far as he's concerned, he has most of his men with him. So when we get to Luck Runs Out and he goes, I took 600 men to war and not one of them died there. Yeah, they didn't. Like, he still has 12 ships. He went to Troy with 12 ships, he came back with 12 ships. Each of those ships has, like, 40 people that have to row the boat. So it's like, yeah, he went to war with 600 people, he came back with 600 people. Yeah, like, it's true. That's how it works. Okay. Let's continue, sorry. So this is gonna come back. So I'm already pausing again. Hello? I'm already pausing again. 600 men under my command with only one goal in mind. With only one goal in mind. Okay? This part is gonna come back later. Right? This part is gonna come back with Wet Hades. Right? Call and response, call and response. Exactly. This is the best part of this song, is call and response. Call and response. Call and response is beautiful. It's when you have a melodic line that happens, and then another melodic line on a different instrument picks it up. That's usually what we do with call and response. So call and response is gonna be melodic line, returning melodic line by, oh my god, by a separate instrument or whatever. So we have 600 men, and then you have ding, 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 ding by the guitar. Okay, so first it's with the guitar, and then later it's with the men when Yuri comes in. Okay? This make it back alive to our homeland is not going to come back, and that's going to be really sad, but this entire thing comes back in Dangerous, right? And we're going to make this I don't know, gray. Cuz it like kind of comes back but like not really, and that's kind of the whole point, is that there's no more crew to say make it back alive to our homeland, right? Call and no response. Exactly. Exactly. That's good. I like that. Open sea, but the problem's not the distance. Is it 'cause waiting? The kingdom is waiting, waiting for me. Full speed ahead. Let's think about instrumentation. Okay. Instrumentation. Call and no response from my Wi-Fi. I'm so sorry. Instrumentation. What do we have here? We have guitar. It's a nylon string, I think. So we've got the nylon string guitar. We know that this is VOD. Okay? We have the crew. We're gonna call the crew an instrument because in the orchestration of this music, the crew is acting as an instrument. Yes, they're a vocal ensemble, but they might as well be an instrument, and they're beautiful and we love them. Okay? So the crew is there, so we know when the crew is there, we're more than likely on the ship. Okay? All of Full Speed Ahead is a good kind of calling card too. We're back on the ship. We're doing this, right? We've got, I'm gonna call them war drums. Okay? War drums. This is kind of another calling card. Oh my god. Another Sev. Another calling card of the crew. Okay? Are drums associated with water? We'll get to that. Ooh, no, never mind. It's fine. We'll get to that. That's another thing that we'll talk about when we get to Storm, because I think that's interesting. But we can say for now, we'll write that down as kind of a question mark. Okay? So that's kind of our main instrumentation. Let's listen a bit more. Yeah, that's kind of all we have. We have this kind of vocal thing in the background, this like vocal synth pad that kind of is filling out a lot of the middle, but really it's just kind of Odysseus, this nylon string guitar, these drums, and then this vocal patch, which is the crew. They're an instrument. Yeah, that's kind of all the instrumentation is. 600 men. So that's where we come back. Then we get this bass guitar, which I love. And then we have bass guitar. So Eurylochus comes in. So we talked about earlier back here. A lot of Epic fans will already know this. For anyone that doesn't, here we go. Every character, leitmotivically, is assigned an instrument that represents them. So we talked about leitmotifs. They can be melodic, rhythmic, structural, instrumental, orchestral, right? Those are kind of all of the ways that you can do leitmotifs. And orchestrally and instrumentally, every character is assigned an instrument as a leitmotivic calling card. So Odysseus has the guitar. We talked about that. Penelope has the viola. When we talk about Penelope, we hear the viola. When we talk about Telemachus, you know, way earlier in Horse and the Infant, when we talk about the infant, we hear this glockenspiel, these little bells. When we're talking about Eurylochus, he doesn't really have an instrument that comes in. You could say it's the bass guitar, but I have always loved the idea that Eurylochus's instrument is the crew. He's the second in command. He's the guy that's closest to the crew. They're kind of a unit. So I love the idea that Eurylochus is Eurylochus instrument is the crew. Okay, so we're gonna move with that for now.
Men with big mouths to feed, and we run out of supplies to eat.
There's the war, our food stores depleted. Okay. 600 men.
600 reasons to
Take what we can. So Captain, what's the plan? Captain, what's the plan?
watch where the birds fly.
Okay, Ithaca's waiting. My kingdom is waiting. This thing, and then it turns into watch where the birds fly. They will lead us to land. The most poignant example I can think of that comes back in is Legendary. We'll see if it comes back any other places. But we'll write that down for now. But this melody comes back. They will lead us to land. Second in command. Full speed ahead. I don't know that We're Up, We're Off, and Away We Go comes back anywhere else. But we'll see. Does it? Oh, it does. It comes back in Remember Them in the guitar line. So we'll look out for that. Yeah, that does come back. And then Odysseus sings it again. I've forgotten. Okay, there's that. Oh, and then just the line full speed ahead comes back all over the place. Everywhere. It comes back everywhere. I think full speed ahead might come back once per saga. If, like, that might be the case. I don't know. At least in Act 1, maybe. I see a light that faintly glows. I don't know if this melody ever comes back. There in the distance. But it feels like it should. I see a light that faintly glows. You can relax, my friend. Yeah, we'll see if that melody ever comes back. I don't know that it does, but it feels like one that could. Maybe they share some food, who knows?
Something feels off here. I see fire, but there's no smoke.
I say we strike first, we don't have time to waste, so let's raid the place and...
No. Polities gear up.
I swear that melody's in Open Arms? Well, we'll find out, huh?
You and I'll go ahead. We should try to find a way no one ends
It's the
up
same melody.
dead.
We don't know what's ahead.
Give me till sunrise, and if we don't return, then 600 men can make this whole place burn.
Now full speed ahead.
So here's another thing I want to highlight narratively, right? Let's talk about narrative. Give me till sunrise. And if we don't return, whoopsie, then 600 men can make this whole place burn, right? At this point, oh my god, can I type? At this point, we kind of have this, like, Polites, Eurylochus, angel, devil, shoulder thing, right? For lack of a better term, okay? Polites being the angel, Eurylochus being the devil. Now, it's not that black and white, obviously. Both of them have reasoning that's perfectly rational. Eurylochus doesn't know what's ahead. He wants to go and pillage and make sure that him and his are safe. Whereas Polites, as we know, wants to greet the world with open arms. He's a sweetie pie and we love him. Good morning, gang. Hi, Caitlin. We're talking about Epic the Musical. So we have this angel devil thing going on, and that, as far as this narrative is concerned, I wonder if he meant that in earnest or just to appease Yuri. That's fascinating. I like that idea. Does he mean this, or is it to placate Yuri? That's an interesting thought. I like that thought. Here we have this angel devil thing, which has kind of kept Odysseus very grounded, as of so far. That's gonna change, because we're gonna have a beautiful pancake breakfast, and, then we will no longer have both an angel and devil on our shoulders, right? That's gonna change Odysseus a lot. That's gonna make a lot of shit go real bad for him. So, right now, we see this kind of central force in Odysseus as this kind of, the pillar of the pendulum, if you will, right? He's the middle of the pendulum. Whereas the other two kind of swing to either side. I want to hear this again. Strings. Beautiful string harmonies, really lush. Then we have the choir and the war drums come back, it's great.
Then 600 men can make this whole place burn. Now full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
I love that harmony. This little we're off and away we go, almost parallel to Zeus note usage in Horse and the Infant. I think that's a gasterism, probably. There's probably intervals that are close, but I don't think it's close enough to call it a leitmotif calling card. There could be parallel there. Speaking of parallels, if you hear triplets, you have to tell me, okay? If you hear triplets, you have to tell me. Because we'll get to triplets later. Triplets in this musical are fascinating. There's so much we could pull narratively from the usage of triplets, but yeah, hitting the note usage as being common composing theme, I think. Yeah, I mean, you know, Jorge's a single guy composing all of this. There's bound to be connections in things that aren't really there. You know what I mean? So, like the Toby Fox gasterism of it all, right? I want to hear that harmony again because I love it so much. And we hear the electric guitar when they're getting ready to go, right? So good. Full speed ahead. We're up and away we go. We're up and away we go. We're up and full speed ahead. Fantastic. It's so good. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I have to go pee so badly, but I don't want you guys to be bored. So y'all are gonna watch Open Arms. I'm gonna go pee and I'll be right back. Okay? Is everyone here just smarter than me? No. You are smart in a way that's not music theory, and so we're here to help you figure it out. You're not dumber than us. We're all just hanging out. Okay, I'll be right back.
I can tell you're getting nervous, so do yourself a service and try to relax, my friend, and find polities. Think of all that we have been through. We'll survive. What do we get into? I know that you're tired of the war and bloodshed. Tell me, is this how we're supposed to live? Look at how you grip your sword. Enough said. Why should we take when we could give? You can show a person that you trust them when you stop and lower your guard. Here we have a chance for some adjustment. Give it a try, it's not that hard. I'm telling you, this life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Whatever we face, we'll be fine if we're leading from the heart. No matter the place, we can light up the world here. stay back. My friend, greet the world with open arms. We're only here for food. 600 friends are waiting for us to show our faces. Stay back, I'm warning you. If we don't get back safely, my men will turn this place into blazes. See? This life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Whatever we face, we'll be fine if we're leading from the heart. No matter the place, so we can light up the world, here's how to start. Greet the world with open arms, greet the world with open arms. My friend, I wish that I could say that I agree, but look at the way this fruit is glowing and filled with glowing seeds. It took me a while to notice just what kind of fruit they eat. It's a lotus, it controls your mind and never lets you free. That's what we'd get with open arms. Lotus eaters, I'd like to show my friend that kindness is brave. Could you tell me where there's other food to eat? A cave! You're saying there's a cave where we could feast. And where do we sail to find this food-filled cave? East. Thank you. This life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. I see in your face there's so much guilt inside your heart. So why not replace it and light up the world? Here's how to start. Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms. You can relax, my friend.
Halt! Halt! Okay. Whew. I had to get water. My throat was getting dry, and I ran out of water. And I went, oh, hell. I'm out of water. Terrible day. But I have water now. Oh my god, I ran up the stairs. Okay. I was gonna say, Ion, I thought you were leaving. That's good. You can be here for a little bit. Yeah, that's the thing, Ion, is that, like, music theory is not everybody's forte. So it's okay that you don't know this stuff. But maybe this will get you into music theory, and then, you know, it'll be cool. It'll be awesome. Thank you for the posture check. Okay. Let's quickly go over this. Because there's not too much in Open Arms that I'd want to go over, because a lot of this, just kind of comes back in full
You can relax,
later,
my
you know?
friend. Huh?
You can relax, my friend is
I
gonna
can
come back.
tell you're getting nervous, so do yourself a service and try to relax, my friend, and find polities. Think of all that we have been through. We'll survive. What do we get into? I know that you're tired of the war and bloodshed. Tell me, is this how we're supposed to live? Look at how you grip your sword. Enough said. Why should we take when we could give? You can show a person that you trust them.
Okay, so let's talk about Polity's moral what's it called? His ideals, okay? Let's talk about his morality, right? So this entire time, you can relax, my friend. I can tell you're getting nervous. I'm fine, Polities. Bro is not fine, right? He just killed a baby. He's got 600 men to lead. He's a little stressed, okay? I know you're tired of the war and bloodshed. Tell me, how's this supposed to live? Look at how you grip your sword, enough said. This is a great line. Look at how you grip your sword. He's still in war mode, right? He hasn't left war mode yet. And in Homer's Odyssey, it's true, because they go to the island of Ismarus and they kill everybody. It's a lot. Wait, why did he kill a baby? Zeus told him he had to. In The Horse and the Infant, which I call the inciting incident, Zeus tells him that he has a mission to kill someone's son, a foe who won't run. And when he gets there, he goes, "This is a baby. Why can't I leave the baby alone?" Zeus says to Odysseus, "This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector." Okay, Prince Hector, Prince of Troy, right? They kill him. Hector doesn't make it out. You know, it's war, it's bad, it's terrible. But they've killed this baby's family and all of his people. Zeus said, "Kill that boy." That is what he said. But his reasoning was that Astyanax, the baby, who they don't name in the show, but mythos-wise, the kid's name is Astyanax. Zeus's reasoning is that this kid, because of the amount of blood feuds in ancient Greece, this kid is gonna know that you did this. He's gonna find out that you killed his family and his people that he was supposed to inherit this throne from, and he's gonna come find you, and he's gonna kill all of your people and your family. He says, if you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. You can say goodbye to Penelope, you can say goodbye to Telemachus. This kid is gonna grow up to kill your family. And so that's what's so interesting about Just a Man, is that the question of when does a man become a monster is not just on Odysseus. When does a man become a monster? Am I a monster if I kill this child? But it's the question of when does this kid grow up to kill me? Right? It's when is this kid gonna become a monster that's going to hurt me and mine? It's all good, Ion. We'll see you later. I'll probably do this again some other time, so you can tune in then and hang out and get Greek. All good. So that's the interesting thing about Just a Man, is that it's this this dichotomy between Odysseus and Astyanax, is that he's seeing himself in Astyanax, he's seeing his son in Astyanax. It's this crazy kind of thing. I love Just a Man. I think it's one of the most important songs in the whole show. Alright. Open arms. You can relax, my friend. Look at how you grip your sword. Oh my god. Grip your sword. Enough said. Odie is still in war mode. He's not over this shit. It's bad. But Polites' outlook is, why should we take when we could give? Now, the interesting thing about Polites, fun fact, Polites is a non-character in Homer's Odyssey. He's there for... He has, like... What is it? He has 2 lines in the whole story and dies at... I think he dies at Helios's island. I think he dies in the mutiny. He's a nothing character. He has no anything. But Jorge has made him into a beautiful, modern Disney princess fairy tale idealist. Right? He's an idealist. He's an optimist, he's an idealist. None of this could have, you know, been the actual way that it goes down. It just wouldn't have been a thing. Like, this kind of mindset, even today, is extreme. It's extreme optimism. Even today, this couldn't have stood. Even today, you hear people talking like this. This life is amazing if you welcome it with open arms. This life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Like, that kind of shit doesn't happen around here, right? Even in this day and age. Life is usually really sucky if you just kind of accept everything that happens all of the time. It's not all that good. Really, truthfully. Let's continue. Okay, so let's talk instrumentation. This life is amazing. That's gonna come back. You can relax, my friend, is gonna come back. Those are the two main ones. We're only here for food. 600 friends are waiting for us to show our faces. I don't know if that comes back, but we'll write it down. We're only here for food. We'll see if that comes back. My friend, I wish that I could say that I agree. Look at the way this fruit is glowing and filled with glowing seeds. I don't think that ever comes back after Open Arms. But we do get Odysseus guitar during My Friend. I wish that I could say that I agree. Which is a really nice touch. So let's do more instrumentation here. I'm gonna clean all this up after stream, when we come back to this, and then it won't be as, crazy looking. The only reason I know this show or some of the songs is because of Gacha Life reaction videos and Minecraft edits. I only know of this musical because of a single Spood stream, where Mr. Spood watched the whole thing in one go. I had only ever heard Dangerous. I watched the entire thing just to hear Dangerous, and, then I fell absolutely head over heels for it, and I can't stop thinking about it, and it's really bad. Okay, so let's talk about this. We have these, we're gonna call them jungle drums, dreams. Jungle drums, for lack of a better word, it's like bongo and some other shit, right? Let's see. It's like bongo and claps and some other shit. Try, it's not that hard, I'm telling you. And then we have this kalimba. It's very tropical house. It's very tropical house. Can't tell if it's body percussion or sticks. Yeah, I don't know either. Open arms, treat the world with open arms.
Stay back. My friend, greet the world with open arms. We're only here for food. 600 friends are waiting for us to show.
I don't hear danger motif, which feels like it should be here.
If we don't get back safely, my men will turn this place into blazes. See? This life is amazing.
Yeah, so we have like an 808 and like vocal synth and like kick. That's kind of it. Oh, this song is so cute. Oh, my neck. There's the guitar. But look at the way this fruit is glowing and filled with glowing seeds.
It took me a while to notice
Just what kind of fruit they eat. It's a lotus, it controls your mind and never lets you free.
That's what we'd get with open arms.
I like that the reverb cuts there. It's really good. Reverb cuts on that's what we'd get with open arms. It's kind of a reality check that he's trying to give to Polites. He's like, hey, this shit sucks ass. Like, we're gonna get taken advantage of. He's cutting right to the chase, for lack of a better term, by cutting the reverb and going, hey, this is what's going to happen if we're not careful. I like that detail. It's good. I've always liked that detail.
Lotus eaters, I'd like to show my.
Now here's what's interesting. It's all good, Ion. You're good. No worries. Here's what's interesting about this part is that when Polites goes back to talk to the Lotus Eaters, we hear a very loud acoustic guitar. And you might be saying to yourself, but Polites isn't an acoustic guitar. I thought Odysseus was an acoustic guitar. Well, you'd be correct. And my interpretation of this has always been Polites is thinking about helping Odysseus learn his ideals, right? So in this moment when he's talking to the Lotus Eaters, he's trying to bargain with them. He's trying to figure out, okay, how can I teach my good friend that there is value in showing kindness? If I can get these Lotus Eaters to tell me another place that we can get food, then I win. I've won the argument by showing kindness and still getting the information we need. And this whole time he's thinking about Odysseus. That's his best friend. He recognizes that Odysseus has seen some shit and he's going through some shit. And so for him to be thinking about that in this moment, but represented by the acoustic guitar, like, it's loud in the mix. He's so happy. Now it's kind of the only instrument in the mix.
And where do we sail to find this food-filled cave? Thank you.
This is all guitar.
This is all guitar.
Especially here. It's so poignant. I love it. There's so much guilt in your heart. He's trying to help. He's trying to help Odie, and so we're hearing Odie's instrument there as he's singing over it. And then Odie reciprocates.
You can relax, my friend.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, we're gonna skip the flash warning for the second time. We'll go straight to this. This has a flash warning on it, though. So, we'll know and be careful. Okay? Actually, we'll just skip it, because we're gonna talk about this now. Boom! Haven't you gotten the lessons I taught you? Athena! Okay.
Have you forgotten to turn off your heart?
This is not you! What is this song called? Warrior of the Mind.
I see you changing from how I've designed you.
Okay, so here's the first thing that's gonna come back. I don't know if we can call it a leitmotif, so we're not going to. It's a thing that gets phrased later. Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? Okay, that's the big one. Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? That's gonna come back in a real big way in Remember Them. A lot of stuff comes back in Remember Them. Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? She's pissed. Okay? She's pissed. I see you, what's the next one? Have you forgotten to turn off your heart? Have you forgotten to turn off your heart? Like, that's big words, no? Like, that's big words. I see you changing from how I designed you. Have you forgotten your purpose? Whatever. Let's go to leitmotifs. The piano thing. Why is my formatting weird? The piano thing. Boing, 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 boing. This comes back every single time we hear Athena, and I'm not kidding. I think it's every single time we're gonna hear dun da 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 dun 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 da. That's the piano motif. Okay? Every single time. Dun da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da. Every single time. That's what we're gonna hear when we hear Athena. When Athena is present, you hear that motif. It's in every single one of Athena's appearances. I'm pretty sure, including God Games. Except it's sung by the choir. No, it's there when she, quick thoughts to, Aphrodite. Yeah, that piano thing comes back, like, tenfold, including Odysseus and Telemachus. Yes, correct. And then the, I don't even know what to call it, white noise swoop thing. I don't know what to call it. It's a okay, it's a white noise side chained riser thing. We're gonna call it a thing again. Flanger, yeah, it's got a whole bunch of shit on it. We're gonna call it sidechain because that's the easiest way for me to think about it, right? Instrumentation. Piano. Oh my god, my formatting. Piano. We'll listen to it more in a second. But these are the two big ones for Athena. That boop 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 phaser. Yes. Here we'll go white noise, phaser, sidechain, riser thing. Okay. That boop 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 is Athena, and then dun 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 dun. Now, is piano always Athena's instrument? Yes and no. Yes and no. We're gonna analyze that when we get to it, after my goodbye. Yes and no. Because Luck Runs Out is, like, the most piano-heavy song in this entire show. But, assumedly, Athena's not there. So, I think we can say Athena's instrument is the piano. But I think it's specifically, here we'll say Athena is specifically this virtuoso piano, this grand piano kind of sound, right? Not kind of just any piano, but we can analyze that when we get there, because there's something to be said that Athena is still watching. But then that gets confusing when we get to Love in Paradise, so we'll get there when we get there, but, there's that. Okay, let's keep listening.
Have you forgotten your purpose? Let me remind you.
Throw him into the ocean.
Goddess of wisdom.
Ooh,
Master of war.
those chords are so good.
My life.
Ooh, let's not forget. Clock tick. Every time we're in Quick Thought, we're gonna hear the clock tick. Okay? Quick Thought is Athena's, I don't know what we'd call this, god power. Athena's god power. She basically, stops time to sing her songs, in the heads of whoever she's singing them to. In reality, she's like, by speeding up the thoughts of the subject of the song, right? So she's not actually stopping time, she's speeding up the thought of whoever she's talking to give this speech, and it happens in the blink of an eye, and then it's done, right? That's Quick Thought. That's when we hear that clock tick. So when we hear that clock tick, we know that time in the outside world has stopped, and we're having, what is it called in theater? I should know this. I'm a terrible kid. I should know this. Tableau. We're having a tableau. Where it's these two characters kind of on the apron of the stage, everyone else is in slow motion. Think, I Imagine Death So Much It Feels More Like a Memory from Hamilton. That whole sequence, where the bullet is slowly making its way to Hamilton, that's kind of like Quick Thought, right? Hamilton is having all of these thoughts all at once in the blink of an eye before that bullet hits him. That's what Athena does, right? That's kind of the best, comparison you can make. Think, bullet sequence from Hamilton. Okay? That's the best comparison I can draw really quickly. Let's continue.
Life has one mission. Create the greatest warrior. I had a challenge.
Yeah, the chords are so good. So let's think of instrumentation on this. We've got the piano, we've got, a kick drum, we've got, doom, 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 doom. Then we get these woodwinds, and I don't really know what they are. There's some kind of flute. It's very tropical house. It's some kind of flute, and I want to know what this horn is that's about to come in. This could kill. It's like a pan flute, almost. But that's not. That's like piccolo height. Man. I don't know why there's a horn here. It confuses me all of the time. No, I know why there's a horn here. I have fully come all the way back full circle. So we're gonna talk about horns when we get to Storm, in much more detail. But horns are a theme that are gonna become very, 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 very important later. Right now we're gonna highlight them in turquoise because we know what turquoise means at this point. When does a ripple become a tidal wave? Okay, we're gonna have horns, and it's gonna be bad. Horns, to me, are not only Poseidon's quote-unquote signature instrument, it is a leitmotif for the concept of ruthlessness. I feel like the flute is a piccolo or something adjacent, I agree. I have always seen the horn as, instead of being Poseidon's instrumental leitmotif, it's not. It's ruthlessness. Ruthlessnesses? That's a lot of S's. It's the concept of ruthlessness. It's the orchestral motif of that. So when we get to Storm, and we hear all the horns, yes, we know that Poseidon is there, we know that Poseidon is lurking, and we're gonna get to the narrative, implications of that. But, with the horns, he even says, is it nature or divine? We know it's divine. It's Poseidon. He's pissed off. But so we could say, oh, it's the horns because Poseidon's there. I'd say yes, but also, if we decide that the horn is rather a leitmotivic calling card of the concept of ruthlessness, then finding horns in other places becomes a lot more grounded. Instead of just being like, why is Poseidon here? Then it's more like, oh, this is ruthless. The sea is ruthless. Whether Poseidon is there or not, the ocean is ruthless. That's the whole point. That's why Poseidon is like that. He's the god of the what's it called? He's the god of the ocean. The ocean is ruthless. The reason Poseidon is said to be temperamental in Greek myth is because the ocean is temperamental. It's ruthless. That's the whole point. Like the last note of Monster. Yes, exactly like the last note of Monster. That's Odysseus making the choice to be ruthless. It's a horn stab. Think about Different Beast. The baseline of Different Beast is a distorted trombone. That's a brass instrument. He's being ruthless. Poseidon's not there. We're as far away from Poseidon as we could be. Is it exclusively horn, or could it be other brass instruments? We'll see when we get through this, but it's kind of the whole brass section. Jorge has always said that Poseidon, quote unquote, his instrument is the brass section. It's not quite the trumpet or the horn or the trombone. It's the brass section. So I think taking any brass instrument, because we don't hear a lot of brass throughout kind of the first two whole sagas, we can assume that it's the entire section. But what's so interesting here, Poseidon brings the boom, it's true. What's so interesting here in Warrior of the Mind is that Athena, for lack of a better word, this entire time she's been training Odysseus, has been in ruthlessness. He's a warrior of the mind. He's not just smart. He's not just of the mind. He's a warrior of the mind. To be a warrior is to be ruthless. You have to be. Which is why I was wondering in Just a Man if, that, how could I hurt you? And then we have the call and response. I was wondering if that was a trumpet. It's not. It's a viola. But, which, that's another can of worms. But, yeah, it's interesting to note when we hear horns. The other thing is triplets. Horns and triplets. Remember those two, chat. Horns and triplets, okay? I feel like Poseidon has the main trumpet lead and backing brass. I'd agree. I think Poseidon's instrument is the trumpet, but I think the concept of ruthlessness, we can really take the whole brass section as part of that, right? So that's why we hear a horn here, because Athena's training him in ruthlessness. This song is so good. And we have the piano in the back. And we still have that vocal riser thing.
Show yourself.
What if the song is 6/8? Still triplets. 12/8 is triplets too.
I can see you. How can you see?
That's why Scylla is so interesting.
Lying, and you fell for my bluff.
So there's danger motif again there in the violins. We hear danger motif during show yourself. He's so Elsa, it's so good. Danger motif during show yourself in, I think it's the violins.
I can see you. How can you see through my spell? I was lying, and you fell for my bluff. Well done.
Okay, so we have a couple things. We have danger motif, I think it's the violins. Then we have the Odysseus do dun dun dun. Okay, that's what we're gonna call it. Dun 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 dun, whatever it is. Guitar thing. That's what we're calling it. Ba-da-da-ba-da-bum bum bum bum. Okay, so we know Odysseus is like locked in, right? He's smart. This is like his smartness motif. And I'm gonna call this, actually, here's what we're gonna call this motif. We're gonna call this the Odie strategy motif. Because after a good while, like kind of the end of Act 1, top of Act 2, we stop hearing this. We don't stop hearing it entirely, but it is a thing that kind of fades to the background. We hear it once in Underworld, but it's on the piano to represent his mother. I wouldn't worry about the vocal subdivisions. That's probably just compositional stuff. But the next time it really comes in full force is Charybdis, and we'll get to why I think Charybdis is so important, because I really do love Charybdis. A lot of people don't like that song. I think it's so good, and from a music theory perspective, it's fascinating. I love Charybdis, but that's the first time in a while that we really hear da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum. We really hear that Odie's strategy, he's back on his feet, he's getting shit done. That's the next time we kind of really feel that. Anyway. You know you're a goddess, so let's be honest, you are Athena. Badass in the arena. Okay. This is gonna come back. I hate to stop it. I'm so sorry. If you're looking for a mentor, I'll make sure your time's well spent. We're actually gonna move this from leitmotifs to, things of note. Hello? Hello? Okay, whatever, we'll copy paste it. Because this is gonna come back in My Goodbye. When she says, you're not looking for a mentor. Whoopsie. I'm not looking for a friend, right? So that's gonna come back in a big way. Sounds like a plan, goddess and man, bestest of friends. Okay. I mean, this whole, sorry, I had to pause it again. Maybe one day he'll follow me. This whole thing is the warrior of the mind motif. That's what we're gonna call it. And then we have this Athena Odie harmony that's about to happen, that becomes kind of a symbol of their relationship, right? So we'll hear right here. Athena is gonna hold the high belt, Odie's gonna do a fun little thing underneath, right here. That mind. Sorry if my mic peaked. I sang it. Mind. That's, well, we'll hear in just a second, right? So that's kind of Odie's harmony that he does underneath Athena's big belty straight note, right?
Maybe one day we'll reach them and we can build their skills as we teach them. If there's a problem, we'll have the answer. We are the warriors of the mind.
Right there. Now they're in harmony together, right? So first, Athena holds her straight belt. Then she joins Odysseus in his harmony. We're going to call it a rundown. Okay? So she holds that. This is going to come back, I promise. She holds that mind. It's really high. It's really belty. It's awesome. And then the second time around, when they sing, we are the warriors of the mind. Mind. It does the whole rundown, right? It's good.
I still intend to make sure
You don't fall behind.
Don't forget that you're a warrior of a very special
She does it again here.
You are a warrior of the mind.
She does the whole rundown.
Don't disappoint me.
Okay? That's Warrior of the Mind. I think, is there anything I'm missing on Warrior of the Mind? I don't think so. Piano's real jazzy. Yeah, it's awesome. That final part with the piano is so good. I don't think there's anything I'm missing on Warrior of the Mind. I think that's pretty cut and dry as far as, Warrior of the Mind. Definitely highlighting the usage of the horn there. Okay. Let's get to the good shit. We'll probably get through Cyclops Saga, and then I have to leave. But we are definitely doing this again, because I need to get all of this out so that I can focus on other shits, because if I don't talk about all of this, then, we're gonna call this a pancake breakfast. If I don't talk about this at length and then get it out of my system, I will never ever be able to shut up about this. So we're gonna do it now so that I can get over myself. Cool? Cool. Okay. Severen, that is foul. I'm so sorry. I'm not that sorry. Can you tell I'm not that sorry? Okay, let's continue. Yeah, this is fine. We'll do Murchie. Hello, Murchie. Hello, Sheepy. I'm eating pancakes right now.
Over here.
It's good. Look at all this food. Yay!
Look at all these sheep.
Yippee!
I can't believe this cave has all this for us to keep.
Okay, so let's think about instrumentation. Immediately jumping into, like, whatever. Yeah, percussion, we've got the soft shaker. Soft shaker. We've got guitar, I think that is.
I can't believe this cave has all this for us to keep.
And, like, a vocal thing. Okay. Ba-dum-ba-bum, ba-dum-ba-bum. I don't think that melody ever comes back.
I've gotta hand it to you both. This is quite the treat.
I know what we're about to get.
There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
It's almost too perfect.
Danger!
Too good
Danger! 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 Okay, so there's danger motif. We found it. We found it. Bye, Caitlin. All right, we found the danger motif. It was loud and obvious. Let's listen to it again. So here's the thing, it's loud in the mix, but it's a very small instrument, you know what I mean? It's a small instrument. It's probably like the first violin, if I had to guess. And it's cut short is not quite right, but that's what we're gonna go with. It's played staccato. Staccato, or that's not how you spell it. Shit. I was almost right. Staccato is when it's being played short bow. You usually use staccato for, strings, sometimes piano. Actually, you use it for damn near everything. It's when it's done short. So you're not plucking the string like a boink, 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 but you're bowing it really sharply and shortly. Vroom, 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 as opposed to that'd be legato. Okay, so staccato, it's short. Which could be interesting narratively. I'd have to think on it. Who are you? Uh-oh. Baby boy Polly's pissed. Thank you, Ivy.
Hey there.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
We're just travelers.
Oh, we're just travelers.
We come in peace.
This is fascinating.
You killed my sheep.
I think that pulsing with the bass and the shrill violin, yes. I think this is a double bass. People say it's a cello. It sounds like a double bass to me. It sounds like the top string of a double bass. I could be wrong. It could be the cello. It's either the bottom string of the cello or the top string of the double bass. It kind of doesn't matter either way. But it's either a double bass or a cello. I love this choice. I love this choice. No, it's a double bass. I'm pretty sure it's a double bass. I love this choice. To be a cello. That's what I thought. I played the cello once or twice. I was pretty sure. Double bass, I like this choice. I like how somber this is. Because at the end of the day, huge and imposing, that's great too. That's a great, what's the word I'm looking for? Observation. The resonance, yeah. It's huge and imposing, and yet it is somber, right? Because Polyphemus, sweet baby boy Polyphemus, is a monster in mourning. Okay? This is not something you usually see from mythological monsters. It's this weird juxtaposition. I love the inclusion of the double bass because you can be so somber on a string instrument. It is somber and yet it is massive and terrifying all at the same time, which is exactly, I think, the vibe that Jay was going for. But with Polyphemus, he's a monster in mourning, which is something we don't see, which is going to come back to haunt, not necessarily, but it's going to come back to be a question for Odysseus when we get to Monster. Of, is the Cyclops struck with guilt when he kills? Is he up in the middle of the night? It's that thing of, like, is there humanity in this monster? When does a man become a monster, and can a monster be a man? It's that juxtaposition there. I love the inclusion of the double bass. It's so good. Oh, he's so sad. Ugh.
What gives you the right to deal a pain so deep? Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap?
Don't you know, bro?
Time to drink your blood over where you stand. Your life now is in my
I think this melody is singular to this song,
It's not so fun to take.
but it feels like one that could come back, but I don't think it does.
But now you become my meal. A trade you see, take from you like you took from me.
Okay, before we get to Odysseus, we're gonna call this the heartbeat kick. This is gonna come back, but it's that doom, doo doom, doo doom, doo doom, right? You feel the rise in the heartbeat. Doom doom, doom doom, doom doom. That's gonna come back a lot. That comes back kind of all over the place later in the show. But the heartbeat kick, I love the inclusion of it here because, yeah, this is stressful. Then we have the synth pulse. Let's remember, this is Jorge's words, is that monsters and gods and creatures and all that jazz. Okay, this is me paraphrasing Jorge, but all of these guys use synths, I don't want to say exclusively, but like semi-exclusively, right? That's a cool thing. It's the same thing with like voices that can be conjured, right? Voices can be conjured, same thing as voices can be conjured by gods and monsters, but mortal ensemble must be diegetic. Okay, it's the same idea, right? How did I spell that wrong? Diabetic. Whatever. It's the same idea, right? Polyphemus, high aperture. We're talking about Epic the Musical. Because I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, so monsters and gods and creatures and all that jazz can use synths semi-exclusively. The mortals more likely are going to use analog instruments. Whereas it's the same kind of parallel with voices that can be conjured. That was my my thought. Diegetic. Oh my god. Thank you. That didn't fix it, but I trust you. That didn't fix it, but I trust you. Exegetic. Nope. Oh, maybe that fixed it. I don't know. I don't care.
We never came here to steal, but now that I see we've done some damage, maybe you and I can make a deal.
What do you hear in the background? Because I'll tell you what I hear. There's been a misunderstanding. What do you hear? I hear war drums. Okay, we're not on the ship, but the whole crew is here. And we're pissed. And we're ready to go to war, and we're trying to figure out something to do. Let's listen again.
There's been a misunderstanding. We never came here to steal.
Let's think of another thing. We think about da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Okay, that's... I'm gonna call it a 5. It's not really, but you know what I'm saying. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. That's Odysseus' thing. In the... There's like a sub-kick, I'm gonna call it, that's in the Odie 5, we're gonna call it. Okay? So, we've got... Listen real close, it's deep in the mix. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got that syncopation there. That's kind of the OD strategy thinking thing. It's a lot more subdued because he's lying, right? He's trying to get out of a situation, so it's really subdued, but I like that detail. And then yeah, there is a guitar there.
Have a drink, one sip and you'll understand the power that's in your hands. Wine so fresh, you'd never wanna eat human.
Gotta be up in 5 hours. Go get some sleep, Ion. Thank you for joining. This was great. Glad you were here. This was fun. Get some good sleep.
A trade you see, gift from you and a gift from me.
Okay, so in that whole section, we bring strings. It's nothing crazy, but we'll say we're bringing the strings, right? And there they still are in the background. Stranger, what's your name?
My name is nobody.
Hey! Do you know what I heard? Right. Well, it's when he says it. My name is Nobody. You can hear the Odie strategy motif, because that's what he's doing. He's being a sneaky little conniving shit. Right here.
My name is Nobody.
Right there. Da 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 dun 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 dun. It's probably gonna continue that way. I don't remember, but you can hear that little da 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 dum. He's in his brain.
My name is Nobody. Nobody.
Yep.
Nobody.
So good. You can hear that vocal synth in the back again when Polyphemus comes back in. So yeah, we have it's on guitar and string backing. And then when Polly comes back in, can I call you Polly? We're gonna call him Polly. When Polly comes back in, we hear the vocal synth again. So this is another kind of, it teeters on, is it a synth? Is it a choir? Is it a conjured voice? Is it, you know, to kind of use Jay's own idea against him. What do we call the vocal synths? Is that just a synth pad being used? Is it a conjured voice that the gods and monsters can do? It's kind of up in the air, but we're gonna ignore it. But I think it's interesting that when Polly comes back in, that's when we hear it, right?
I'm so glad we see
And we have that heartbeat. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Yes, you shall be the final man to die.
What? Watch out!
Then we have this big swell, and then he kills everybody. Let's listen to it. Alright, immediately we're pausing. Immediately we're pausing, because, we can, get rid of this, by the way. Immediately we're pausing. Yay! Because, this is gonna be important. Polyphemus. I'm writing it like that, okay? This is gonna be important. Remember this. Ivy knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? Which I think is so interesting that the only time not quite. That when we hear, I love how they chant names, exactly, but I want to bring something to your attention in that I think the only time we hear a, what I'm gonna call Greek chorus, I'm gonna call it Greek chorus because there's gonna be a difference when we get to Poseidon. The only time we hear a Greek chorus chant a name is Polyphemus and Odysseus. Okay? That's the only two times. The only two times. Because Poseidon, we'll put it in quotes, Poseidon is chanted by the Laestrygonians. Not a Greek choir. That's canon, that's diegetic. Okay? Poseidon's name, Poseidon, Poseidon, which is, by the way, in the Danger motif, is chanted by the Laestrygonians. It's chanted by the giants, which they are near the land of, right? It's not chanted by a Greek choir. This is the only time that a name, other than Odysseus' own, is sung by a Greek choir. There is a parallel to be made here, right? Between Polly and Odie. Okay? This comes back in, what's it called? Done For. Okay? We're gonna talk about why it comes back in Done For, but it comes back in Done For, okay? This is gonna be important then. Okay, immediately pausing to talk about Polyphemus.
My brothers, the rest of our fleet, they wait at the beach, and if we're defeated, their good is dead. Straight ahead, that is who we're fighting.
Polyphemus. Okay, so we have electric. Oh my god, my formatting. No. Guitar. War drums. It's intense. It's huge. Oh, you know what else we have? A vision of what is to come. Cannot be outrun. Oh my god, that's crazy. Cannot be outrun. A vision of what is to come cannot be outrun. Can only be dealt with right here and now. Can only be dealt with right here and now. And what's interesting is that, Zeus told him, I don't think you're ready. Because he's not ready. He's about to lose his best friend. It sucks. He's not ready for it. He's not ready. Because then he goes entirely silent and, like, half his crew dies, right? Zeus was right from, hey, the very, very beginning. That's the horse and the infant. Okay? Fatty, if you will.
No chance for support, so
Draw out your swords. This is exactly what Zeus's, whatever motif.
is your will to survive. 600 lives at stake. It's just one life.
I love this animatic for this reason. This is the best parallel you could draw. And I think it's the intended parallel to draw. It's just one life to take. That's all I'm gonna say about it. It's a fantastic parallel, but it is true narratively that he's justifying the killing of Polyphemus, which they're not gonna do. They can't kill him. But he's justifying doing this in the name of I have to take care of me and mine, right? I have to take care of me and mine, and nothing else matters. Here's the thing that I think is so interesting about people's analysis of this piece of work. He's justifying himself again, exactly. A lot of the time, when people think about Epic's Odysseus, they think, wow, he really started being a monster after Polites. Well, no, not really. He's kind of always been this way. And that's why I want to highlight In Just a Man. This is the second song of the show. Deep down, I would trade the world to see my son and wife. That's all he fucking cares about. This is all he's ever cared about. He can say he cares about other shit. Deep down, I would trade the world to see my son and wife. Deep down. Deep down. Deep down. We only care for ourselves. Eurylochus. I'm getting ahead of myself. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. It's self-serving. Exactly. Exactly. He's saying forgive me. Ooh, that's good, actually. Let me go back over here. Forgive me. It's self-serving and self-soothing. Because here's the thing. He does the exact same thing when almost justifying, hey, by the way, cheating on his wife with Cersei. He says the exact same thing. I'm just a man, forgive me. He does the exact same thing. It's a self-soothing action. It's self-serving and self-soothing. He's only doing it for himself. He's a selfish asshole a little bit, but he's my selfish asshole. So, like, you know, that's my Pookie Bear. I can't do anything about that, right? Let's get rid of this fun fact, because I don't know that I have a fun fact, for Polyphemus. I don't blame Odie, but that's an insane self-restraint. Like, low-key. Like, low-key. Yeah, it's just one life to take. He's justifying it. Just like he justified killing Astyanax. That's an interesting lyric to me. And when we kill him, then our journey's over. Because we'll talk about this more. I would not make it back to Ithaca. I don't think I would either. I think I either stay with Cersei forever as a piggy. I have no thoughts. I'd be so perfectly content with that. I'm either a pig at Cersei's, or I do some dumb shit and open the windbag. I don't know. I wouldn't be making it back to Ithaca. I would not. I wouldn't. Loki could have just walked. Yeah, he could have. Like, genuinely. If they'd made a right turn, at the Lotus Eaters, they would have made it home, by the way. I'd be Elpenor. I'd get drunk and fall off Cersei's roof. That's what I'd do. Wow, is Saps Elpenor? That's so funny. Anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. When we kill him, our journey's over. I have always been of the belief that the journey, we're gonna put this in quotes, the journey of Epic's Odysseus is a metaphor? I don't know. We're gonna call it a quote-unquote metaphor for processing trauma, guilt, and grief. The entire thing. I spelled grief wrong. The entire thing. How did I spell metaphor wrong? I missed an A. I found it. The entire journey. So what Odysseus is doing here is doing the thing that a lot of people do. That is, if I do this one thing, then I don't have to think about it anymore. If I can just get over with this, then I don't have to think about it anymore. Right? Which is not true. Because it's going to come back to haunt him, as it does everybody. Pushing your feelings away, repressing your feelings of trauma, guilt, grief, all of it, is going to come back to haunt you. You're bottling things up, it's gonna come back to haunt you in a big way. I personally have a big problem with shit like this. I went through a lot of trauma in high school. A lot of serious trauma in high school. And I bottled all of it up, and I became a really bad person for a couple of years, and then I finally figured all my shit out. It took a long time, it was a long process, I went through a lot of shit to get where I am now, where I'm happy and relatively healthy, and everything's fine. It took a long time, it took a lot of therapy, it took a lot of shit to get out of that. It took a lot of self-reflection. A thing that Odysseus doesn't really do for a long time. We'll get to where I think the biggest thing is. We'll get there probably in like a week, at this point. But yeah, I think this entire thing could be a metaphor for the journey of processing trauma. And taking the life of an innocent child, hey, that's traumatic, by the way. At least in this, you know, telling of the Odyssey, this reimagining, quote unquote, right? Severen lore drop. I mean, low key. That's why I think I connect to this version of Odysseus so deeply, more than kind of any other version of Odysseus, is that I see kind of a lot of my own flaws in him. And a lot of this journey that he goes on is so, it resonates so deeply with me because it's a lot of the shit I had to go through. I was a really, really bad person before I started actually processing my trauma, right? So I dealt with, I went through a lot of shit. I lost Apollotes, right? I had Apollotes. I lost him. It was really bad. It was deeply tragic and deeply sad, and it really fucked me up for a long time. And every once in a while it still fucks me up. And so I've been through shit like this, and I became a really bad person for a couple of years until I started processing everything and got out of that hole and figured my shit out and decided, okay, I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to be a good person. And the thing is that being a bad person like that, because you are human, because you have emotions, because you have empathy, because you can look at yourself and the guilt that you have in yourself and go, wow, that sucks. It catches up with you, and like Odysseus, when he's singing in Monster, and he's kind of justifying to himself that I have to do this to get myself home. I have to do this to get out of high school. I have to do this to get to the next thing, right? It makes you a bad person, but underneath you recognize that it's hurting you, right? It's only hurting you. It's only making you worse. It's only making your trauma worse. It's only making your guilt worse. And you end up on the other side as a man with a trail of bodies. It's like, it really is, yeah, there's something, anyway, not to get too personally sidetracked, but that, you know, that's why I like this shit so much, because it's really cool narratively to dig deep into and go, wow, I understand that. I've been there. That's crazy. It's that kind of thing for me. I think that's why I resonate with this Odysseus so much. Much more than even Homer's Odysseus or Nolan's Odysseus.
On me now. Defeat is not allowed. We must live through this day, so fight, fight, fight.
You have this grungy electric guitar. Really grungy.
Surround him.
Around him!
Attack from behind. Keep distance in mind and stay in his blind spot and strike.
This is the same Zeus motif from Horse.
Show him that we're deadly. Exhaust him.
We're gonna actually notate, gets really grungy, like, halfway through. And then, we're gonna call the crew instrumentation. Crew, call, and response. I mean, the other thing, and I could talk about vocal work for ages and ages and ages, I'm not an expert. I'm not really an expert in any of this shit. I just have parents that, are in the music business side of things, and so I retain a lot of this by osmosis. My dad's a vocal instructor. He was a vocal teacher. He was a vocal professor for like 2 decades, you know, whatever. He's an opera singer. He's an opera conductor. He's an orchestral conductor. He's a ballet conductor. I hear music all of the time. I can't escape it. My mom's a musical theater director and music director. Like, I can't escape it. So I know a lot, right? And I've never had formal training of any kind, but English was my favorite subject in school. I loved reading. I loved narrative, like exploration and, you know, dissection. And, my entire family is musical, so I kind of retained a lot of, music theory information that way, because I've never been formally trained. I did guitar lessons for a year, that was it. So, yeah. It's not that I'm an expert in any of this, I just am a nerd about it a little bit. Yeah, call and response. So let's talk about this. Vocal, uh, thing really quick, right? Listen to the way that Jay sings these parts.
Surround him. Attack from behind. Keep distance in mind and stay in his blind spot and strike his heel.
Okay, the first time we hear vibrato, which is, it's when you kind of fluctuate the pitch there. Opera singers do it all of the time. It builds resonance. It's a whole thing. But vibrato is often used in emotional moments. It's there to convey emotion. It's there to convey strength, resonance. When we get to Zeus, Zeus uses a lot of vibrato because he is grandiose. He is larger than life. It's there to, the vibrato is there to display bravado, right? We'll just write this here. Vibrato oh my god, equals bravado. Okay? If you don't know what bravado is, it's the drama. It's the dramatics of it all, right? So with Zeus, His vibrato is bravado. He's grandiose, he's larger than life, he's huge, he's whatever. Straight tone, which you hear a lot more in pop and musical theater music, is when it's just ah, right? There's no vibrato on that. That's a straight tone. You know, you sing it in whatever, like, pingy, however you want, but there's no vibrato on it. As opposed to right? It's different. What I love about Jay's vocal performance of Odysseus is that you can tell exactly what Odysseus is thinking based on his use of vibrato. So he's giving commands, he's yelling at his crew. This is the thing that you do a lot in musical theater, is when you have what are supposed to be loud moments, oftentimes you have less vibrato because you're literally shouting at the crew, right? That's the whole point. So we hear, surround him, attack from behind, keep distance in mind, and stay in his blind spot, and strike his heels. That's the first time we get vibrato, that whole time, right? Everything else is really punchy, it's high, it's flat, he's yelling at the crew. And then the whole time, of course, we have the crew surround him, right? Call and response. That's what triggered that, is that you said call and response. Literally, that's what's happening. Call and response. It's a captain giving orders to the crew and then repeating the orders back for confirmation purposes, right? That's literally what this is. It's so good. Surround him!
Attack from behind, keep distance in mind, and stay in his blind spot and strike his heels. Strike the heels! Show him that we're deadly. Exhaust him. Don't let him get close. He's strong but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach.
I love that whole section too, because he jumps to the 5th, I think, harmony. Surround him, da 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 da. That's the 5th, right? So he jumps to the 5th harmony. Oh my god, that's a music group. They're good. He jumps to the 5th harmony there. To sing this next part. It's a lot higher in his range. It's I don't have perfect pitch. I couldn't tell you where it is, but it's up there, between like F and C somewhere. And he's yelling. He's yelling. You can tell he's yelling, right?
We're deadly. Exhaust him.
That one's literally a yell. Exhaust him! Right? He's not singing that. He's just yelling it. Exhaust him! And then, don't let him get close! Then we're finally singing again. But yeah, he's just yelling.
Don't let him get close. He's strong but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach.
I love that melody.
Stand up and fight for your lives.
600 lives at stake! Now you have the whole crew join in. And when we kill him, then our dreams.
Push
That's another great example. Straight to vibrato, back to straight. He's yelling. Instrumentation is really, oh, actually, hold on. I want to note this down. Is that... No! Oh. We'll see. Let's find out. We're gonna push forward. Is that... I don't think it's exact. No. It's... it might be. It might be. We're gonna find out. And then that happens on the viola again in Hold 'Em Down, but we'll get there. That's a whole other can of worms. That's a whole other can of worms. We'll get there when we get there. That one's really dark, and we'll get there when we get there. But that could be something. We'll see. Fight, fight, fight. Ba 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 da dum ba 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 da dum bum bum bum. Hold on. Electric guitar after crew says... We're gonna come back to this. Fight, fight, fight. Dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da da da. Why is that familiar? Dun 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 dun. No. Dun 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 dun. I feel like that comes back and I can't prove when yet. I'm highlighting this in bright red. We're gonna come back to that. I feel like that's something, but I don't know what. Oh, Murchie. Apologies, I'm so sorry.
Enough.
We get the double bass back again.
He's got a club. He's got a club.
Okay, so as Odysseus, we can put this under leitmotifs. As Odie is struck with the realization that he's just lost his best. Oh my god, that he's just lost his best friend. That should be a comma, my bad. We hear the same double bass as we did when Polyphemus came to the same realization, right? Because Odysseus in Monster says, or does he end my men to avenge his friend, right? And it's true, in the myth, Polyphemus saw these sheep as friends. Okay, he was a shepherd. That was his flock. Those were the only people, quote unquote. Those were the only creatures that he had any kind of connection with. The other Cyclops don't give a fuck about him, right? They say he's the runt of the group. He's Poseidon's son. They don't care about him. They don't like Polyphemus, so they literally bully him. They don't like him. So Polyphemus's only companions are these sheep. And so it literally is an eye for an eye, quote unquote. It is take from you like you took from me, right? It's the same thing. And we hear that double bass as Odysseus makes the same realization. Let's not let it fall on deaf ears that this is our first big monster parallel. Okay? This is the first time it's immediately shown to us Odysseus and Polyphemus are alike, right? We hear the double bass just like we did not even a song ago. Okay? Not even a song ago, we heard this exact same double bass with Polyphemus when he came to the realization that his friend had been killed. Now Odysseus is coming to the realization that his friend has been killed. And it's the same exact motif. That's so good. That's so good. What a good parallel to draw.
What are our orders? Captain! Captain!
Oh boy.
You've heard me enough.
That's, I think, the first time it's like really apparent you've hurt me enough. I wonder if it's in the same key. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. You can say goodbye to. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. We're calling this the Jaws motif. If I could spell it! Oh my god. Okay? That's good. I like that. And then he takes over 600 lives I'll take, right? Or 600 lives at stake. He steals the melody. And he's dead. Okay, well, how was that? Damn. That went by. Now, here's a fascinating thing about Remember Them. Let's get into Remember Them. Rip Polites, always. We'll title this one at the top. We'll call this Rip Glasses Boy. Sweet Glasses Boy. Remember them. Remember them. Is that how you spell remember? I don't know. Okay, remember them. We have not a what's it called? The electric guitar swell that we have at the top of Horse and the Infant, and Monster and Odysseus, which we'll get to. But we have this really somber, I want to say it's reversed, like, oh, what is it called? Shoegaze. That's what it's called. Shoegaze drenched, guitar thing. It's so sad and somber. And then it immediately picks up into, like, metal, right? This is him grieving for, like, half a moment and then getting really fucking angry, right? He's not addressing the fact, really, that he just lost his friend. Okay? He's, like, thinking about it for a second, and then going, now I'm pissed off. Now he's getting really angry, and he's about to get really reckless. And ruthless, because, hey, by the way, this is not mercy. This is not mercy. You're maiming him. This is not mercy, by the way. This is a worse off fate, especially for the Greeks. Like, especially for the ancient Greeks, this is a worse off fate. To blind him and leave him alive is so much worse than just honor killing him, bro. It's so bad. Captain. Captain.
We must move quickly. We don't have much time. He didn't notice I mixed lotus in his wine.
And you can hear in the vocal performance, he's still grieving, he's still sad.
This is not the
There's, we're up, we're off, and away we go. We're up, we're off, and away we go. In the guitar line there at the top. You can hear in the vocal performance, he's still sad. He's not happy about this. He's not really angry yet. He's still, feeling all of those emotions really rapidly. But, he hasn't quite clicked into strategy yet.
What do we do with our fallen friends? Remember them when the fire begins to fade. For the fallen
We've got the war drums. We're pissed.
not to let them die in vain. Remember them. We're the ones who carry on.
Let's not let it fall on deaf ears, by the way. So we've got, grungy, grungy metal guitar in fives. Okay, we haven't heard do-do-do-do-dum-dum-dum, right? We haven't heard the actual da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum. But if you listen to the syncopation, it's there. That 5. I'm calling it 5s, it's not, but you know what I'm saying. And then the war drums. I'm losing my voice, I've been talking for so long. Okay? Go again. So listen to the guitar.
We're the ones who carry on.
Dun 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 dun. Still in that 5.
I need all our hands on this club. This is how we're getting out of here. Use your swords to sharpen a stub and turn it to a giant spear. His body is blocking the path.
We have this vocal thing.
Stuck inside.
Where do we attack him?
We gotta stab him
In the eye! Remember them.
Remember them. We're the ones who carry on. The flames of those who've gone.
Oh, polities.
Now! Scatter!
Okay. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. We're going to remember Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. We're gonna remember that. We're gonna remember them and we're gonna remember that. Okay? Don't forget. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa. Okay, that's gonna be important later. I promise. Okay? Well, I'll just tell you. It comes back here. Okay? It comes back in Different Beast. When all the crew goes, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, Odysseus. When they're brutally killing, slaughtering, a pack of sirens. Okay? That comes back. And it's really bad, and it's ugly, and it's really tragic and scary. That's when this comes back, by the way. But the first time we hear it is here, when we're maiming a Cyclops. Okay? That's the first time that comes back. The other thing is this, guitar solo. It's not quite massive guitar solo. It's loud, it's at the top of the mix. It's kind of, I want to call it a screaming guitar solo. It's not really, because it's not like true metal, but it's high, and it happens as we get Polyphemus. Apologies, I'm so sorry. Right here. And then we get Who Hurts You. Was the guitar line here or vocals? Well, there's the guitar line solo, but the vocals behind it are doing the oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh. If you listen real close, you can make out like 6 voices. One of them being Armando's. Yeah, it's vocals. So yeah, with this screaming guitar solo as they're maiming the Cyclops. So here's an idea. What if, in this moment, the guitar is not only representative of Odysseus as a character, but of, here's the term I'm going to coin, mourning monsters. Okay? Polyphemus has just lost his eyesight in kind of the most brutal way you can, right? The most ruthless way you can, so to speak. That hurts. It's really bad. And throughout this story, I don't know if we get many more guitar solos quite like that. But if we're to say that Odysseus is a mourning monster, which I'd say he is, right? He's a man becoming monster, and he's in mourning. Who's to say Polyphemus is not the same, right? Who's to say they're not the same? This show does a lot of work to draw parallels between the two. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of them. Because not only is Odysseus going through so many emotions right now, so is Polyphemus. Right? So is Polly. He's just lost his eyesight. And his best friend. Like, that sucks. I love that piano chord right there. It's so quiet. And then suddenly it's not. Suddenly it's very scary. I have a question. Hold on.
There are more of them? Hide. There are more of them?
I'm like trying to pick apart. Oh, I don't know. Because that one's different. I think it is. I I could be wrong because the chords are so tight and they're really high up on the piano. It's hard to tell. But I think Who Hurts You? Piano chord words are really spaced out. 4-note version of danger. I love finding danger motif. It's so fun. Okay.
Wait.
We bring back it was nobody. Everyone knows that. Not noteworthy. Hey, did you hear what I heard? After. I guess it's during. If nobody hurts you, be silent. VOD strategy motif. Listen to that. Right here. Ba-da-da-da-dum, bum, 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 ba. Right? Don't go. He's so sad.
Let's grab the sheep and away we go.
Then we'll get to Athena. Let's grab the sheep and away we go. Is from full speed ahead. And then we're about to get Athena, piano thing, and clock tick, and quick thought noise riser thing, and have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? We're gonna get all of that very quickly, so I'm writing it down now. There's the piano.
Have you forgotten the
There's the clock
lessons
tick.
I taught you?
There's the word.
He's still a threat until he's dead.
Dun 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 dun. That feels like something, I don't know what. Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum ba. Because those are strong words. I'm gonna write that down. He's still a threat until he's dead. I'm writing that down. Is that a motif that's going to reappear?
Finish it.
No.
Then we get really fast
No.
Athena
What
motif.
good would killing do when mercy is a skill more of this world could learn?
Which, by the way, let it not go discounted that, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, dun, dun, da, da. This is after no Athena motif. We're gonna call it kicks into high gear. And hey, by the way, is in 6, which is a triplet in this meter. Anyway, that's a triplet, okay? You can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you wanted to, you can make it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, or whatever, right? I can't say it that fast. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can hear it.
This world could learn to use. My friend is dead. Our foe is blind. The blood
She's getting
we
real
shed
pissed off.
never dries. Is this what it means?
Is this what it means to be a warrior?
Warrior of the mind? Don't. Hey, Cyclops.
She wants him to be
When
ruthless.
we met, I led with peace.
While you fed your inner beast.
But my comrades will not die in vain. Remember them. The next time that you dare, choose not to spare. Remember them. Remember us.
Here comes the oh-oh-oh-ohs.
Remember me.
Right here.
I'm the
There's the oh-whoa-oh again. Oh, whoa.
I am neither man nor mythic.
The different beast.
I am your darkest moment.
There's I'm your darkest moment. We'll write that down.
I am the infamous Odysseus!
And then, hey, by the way, I could bet you anything that's a double bass at the very bottom of that mix. Okay. So we have oh, whoa, oh, whatever that is. Under the Odie doxing speech. I am your darkest moment. That's surely not gonna come back. Remember me. That'll come back. Yeah, it's all the same. I am your darkest moment. I am the infamous. Dun 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 dun. I mean, that's just a scale. Odysseus. Yeah. Okay, that's survive. Oh, double bass, what would you call that? Like, I don't know what you call that. I'm so tired. What do you call that? Double bass, we're just gonna say on the way out. Okay, cool. That's what that is, and then let's do one more for today. Let's finish out Cyclops, and we'll do my goodbye. We'll do my goodbye, we'll finish out Cyclops. And then we'll call it a day for today. There's the Athena thing. We know that's coming, right?
You were reckless, sentimental at best. That's not a teaching of mine. You've grown
I don't think that's
soft.
anything.
Your dead friends can attest.
Hey,
Put your emotions aside. You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest. I don't know where I went wrong, but I warned ya.
I want to highlight the vocal performance, actually, really quickly.
That's not a teaching of
It's
mine.
got
You've
so
grown
much
soft.
grit.
Your dead friends can attest.
Your dead friends? That's so, it's like so snarky. I love the character work that they've put into the vocal performance.
I don't know where I went wrong,
That.
but I warned ya, and you failed the test. So now I'm gone. This way, you'll know what your place is. This way, you can't cross the line. This way, when all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine.
Okay, so let's really quickly go through some of this stuff. We've got, instrumentation, we've got the piano, that's kind of our lead instrument for Athena, right? Got piano, we've got the clock tick, it's there the entire time. Now, these are not what I would call war drums, they're more military drums, I'd say, like a marching band kind of thing. Right? More a marching band kind of drum. Doom diddle doom 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 diddle doom 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 doom. It kind of follows the piano melody that way. I want to highlight this way. Snares, thank you. We're gonna call it that. Military snares. We're gonna come back to this way because, I like to make the connection that this comes back to maybe da 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 maybe da 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 whatever that is. In Will Be Fine. I want to highlight that these are parallels of each other. The only difference is that they're opposite, right? So this way, this way, this way, this way, up, down. Whereas maybe it's the exact same intervals. They're just switched. Now, they're teeny tiny intervals. They're not, you know, it's not enough to call a quote unquote motif because it's so small. But, and more legato, which we discussed. Staccato, it's sharp, it's active, it's cut short, it's active, it's punchy. Where in maybe it's much more legato, she's reflecting, she's thinking, she's like trying to claw back any kind of respect, right? So I think it's important that these are like we can call it a leitmotif, maybe. Maybe. Haha. These are flipped intervals. These are the two sides of the extremity coin. Extremity? I don't know. Of the extreme coin, right? So here she's saying, you were reckless, you're an idiot, I hate you, yada yada. Now what she's saying is in vain because she doesn't actually mean it. But I think that's the point, right? Is that she's saying it in vain. She's lying to him, lying quote unquote. She's trying to say whatever she possibly can to get him to turn around and think of her again and talk to her again, certainty and uncertainty. With maybe she's being truthful about it. She's being honest about it. I like that idea. Certainty versus uncertainty. And then authenticity versus not is what we'll call that. She's not being fully authentic in My Goodbye, right? She doesn't want him to leave. She's just saying it. It's a toxic breakup. That's what this song is. It's a toxic breakup, right? She's just doing whatever she can to yell at him.
This way, you won't disappoint me. This way, you won't waste my time. This way, I'll close the door. Consider this is my goodbye. That's just like you. Why should I be surprised?
Then we go halftime, which I think is fascinating. Halftime for Odie. And we get guitar. Assertive versus vulnerable. Thank you. I like that. Halftime and guitar. Makes sense.
Selfish and prideful and vain, unlike you. Every time
Again, vocal performance. They're just yelling at each other.
What's a title that he got his command? If I'll never sleep at night, I'll remind you I saw you as a friend. But now we're done this way.
Okay, then we get really aggressive. I'll remind you. This should not be under, here. We're gonna put this, down here. Because this is not leitmotifs. I'll remind you I saw you as a friend. She never did. We saw this in Warrior of the Mind. If you're looking for a mentor, right? They have never once been on the same page. And then, aggressive metal guitar thing. Again. Okay. I have to do this quick because I have to leave.
You won't plague my life this way. When all is done, you're out of sight and out of mind. This way, you get what you wanted. This way, you can save your time. This way, you close the door and have your damn goodbye. You're not
Looking for a mentor. There it is.
looking for a friend.
That's taken directly from You're Not Looking for a Mentor is coming directly from Warrior of the Mind. And there's more Warrior of the Mind callbacks we'll get to in a second.
I mistook you for a general. What a waste of effort spent.
I love the way she sings that line.
I know what I'm fighting for while you're
Fighting to be known.
Since you claim you're so much wiser, why's your life spent all alone? You're alone.
That's a great double on Wiser and Wiseyor. Fantastic.
One day,
Oh, and then we get Just a Man. I forgot. I forgot we get Just a Man.
understand one day, but not today. For after all, you're just this day you sever your own head. This day you cut the line. This day you lost it all. Consider this is my goodbye. Consider this is my goodbye.
Now, I want to say I don't think these woes are... That was in the wrong key, but whatever. Are a leitmotif. I don't think so. I might have to check that, but I don't think it is. Lyrics here. This day, you sever your own head. Cut the line. Sever your own head is so fascinating. I want to think about that. My goodbye. This is my bye. So there, on that second, this is my goodbye. She does the Odie harmony from warrior, right? That's what that is. Put this down here, right? On the second one, or on the final one, she goes back to the straight tone belt. I think musically that's so genius. She's literally cutting herself off from Odysseus, right? Before she was on his same page, you know, we were holding the ba-na-na-na-na-na, that melody. But here, this final scream, this is my goodbye. I'm leaving you. That's the original Warrior of the Mind melody. I think musically that paints a tragedy, right? Bum bum bum. Okay. This is my goodbye. I have to go. I was supposed to leave 5 minutes ago. I have to go run an errand. But that was so much fun. That was genuinely so much fun. That's the most fun I've had on a stream in a long time. I love this musical. I love its music. I love its everything. It's so good. It makes me so happy. I connect so much with these characters. I love this music. I think it's so good. I have so much to say about Ocean Saga. I have even more to say about Thunder Saga. I could talk about Thunder Saga for an entire 7-hour stream, and I'm not kidding. I could talk about Thunder Saga forever. Musically, lyrically, narratively, everything about Thunder Saga, like, that's my favorite. Can you tell? I could talk about Thunder Saga for absolutely forever. I would love nothing more than to be able to pick up where we left off next stream. So if you want to catch that, make sure to follow, make sure to join the Discord, do all the things. It's pretty good. Discord should be in the about section. I don't know if it is. Let me double check. It should be in the about section. It's not. I'm a chud. Oh, it's in my bio. Discord's in my bio. Join my Discord. It's so much fun over there. We have a good time. We talk about music. We talk about Minecraft, because that's kind of my main thing. But right now I've been talking a lot about Epic. So we talk about music. We talk about Minecraft. That's what my Discord's for. It's beautiful. If you want to talk about music, let's do it over there. In the meantime, I have to go. I don't have time to find someone to raid, if I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Actually, maybe I do. Maybe we raid Saps. Maybe we don't, actually. I don't know. Oh, I'm stressed. I have to leave. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. No, you know what? We're chilling. We're just gonna end. I have to go. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was so much fun. I really appreciate it. Join the Discord if you want to hang out more. I'm gonna try to be live tomorrow. I don't know if that's gonna work. If not, I will ping Discord as soon as I know when I can go live to talk more about Epic the Musical. We're gonna do so much Epic the Musical. I'm so excited. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was so much fun. I had a really good time. Hype porpoise. I still can't say that word. But thanks for hanging out with me. That was cool. Thanks to everyone that hung out with me. I think Ivy fell asleep. But thanks for being here. I gotta go. This was great. I'm gonna see you later. Bye. Thanks for joining my live stream.